Here as we see the Fremantle Dockers come out, led by a 200-game player of league footy, Jared Schofield, at his third club now, but well done to the young man there. 200 games is a magnificent effort in anyone's book. Well done, Jared Schofield. Good afternoon to Dennis Cometti.
Hello, Derm. They've lost their last three. The Dockers, a real test for them this afternoon. Their record is 5-8. Lose this one, hard to see them making the finals. And, of course, this team seems hell-bent on reaching those finals. They're playing terrifically well.
Well, they started this round in third position. I think they might have just dropped to fourth after a few of the games played last night. Rhett Biglands leads the Adelaide Crows out. He is playing his 100th game of league footy. Quite an inspiring sight to see him charge out through the banner in front of a body of men. He's a big, big unit.
He certainly is. They've got size on the Dockers today, I've got to say. You look at Fremantle's team, they are pretty small. As we take a look at the league ladder, Adelaide back to fourth currently. Overnight, a couple of results sending them down the table. Win this afternoon, they go back to second. As you can see on the right there, they've got a very good percentage. Fremantle in 12th, a record of 5-8, as I mentioned. The percentage is not good. Lose today, it's sayonara.
Fremantle were looking good 6 weeks ago. They've only won one game in that time since. Let's go down to the ground now, and Jason McCartney is with the Adelaide coach, Neil Craig.
Neil, terrific start to the season. Has the expectations within the team altered to what they would have been at the beginning of the season?
Oh, not really, Jason, no. We set ourselves quite clear for task of trying to get into the finals. All that's happened at the moment, of course, is, we've given ourselves a real chance to do that in the second half of the year. So that hasn't changed.
The forward structures really begin to click over the last couple of weeks?
I think more importantly, our ability to move the ball quickly has improved all over the ground, which makes it easy for those guys up forward.
And preparing for this week after a week off against a side that hasn't had the greatest of form?
Well, how would you respond, Jason, to what they've been through?
Yeah, come out pretty hard.
That's what we're prepared for.
Graham Johncock, pretty important player. When's he back?
Hopefully he'll be a real chance next week, if not the week after.
Thanks, Neil. All the best.
Good on you, Jason. Thanks.
Still on the move, Neil Craig will not slow down for an interview anywhere. Let's take a look at the team he is in charge of. Dean Perry on the bench, and also Nathan Van Berlo comes in because Jason Tawney didn't come up.
And stability is the key word, I think, Derm. They're getting the job done. They've got running players all around the ground. As I mentioned earlier, plenty of size, particularly on the goal-to-goal line. Hard to see them getting tossed this afternoon. Can't see it, really. But you never know, because the good performances from Fremantle have generally been on the road this season.
Absolutely. Scotty Thompson also #1 for disposals over the last month for Adelaide. #1 for contested possessions. #1 for inside 50s at his club. And also #1 for tackles. He is doing the lot over the last month. But let's have a look at Neil Craig. This is Adelaide's best start to a season ever. Third on the ladder, 8 wins, 5 losses, and under Neil Craig, 12 wins and 10 losses. He also has the #1 ranked defence, and they only average 71 points scored against them. He's got them playing pretty tight footy. Let's have a look at the disciples he has in defence. Ben Hart, Ben Rutten, Bassett, McLeod, and also we've got Tawney, who won't be there today. He is out injured, didn't come up in the team, but he's been great value since crossing back from Richmond.
Probably another face that's missing, could be the most important one of the afternoon. That's Nathan Dock, because he will get the job, I would imagine, on Matthew Pavlich. And Pavlich, I think, is the biggest chance Fremantle have gotten this one.
Absolutely. He will come a long way up the ground. Let's find out how the Fremantle team will line up. Let's take a look at them now. Pavlich named at centre-half forward, as you would expect.
2 changes. McFarlane is back, which is good, but he's missed a lot of football. Peter Bell goes out of the team, well suited on a ground like this one. His form over the years against Adelaide has been very good. Fremantle do have a good record against the Crows. Look at them, though. There isn't a lot of flexibility there. I mentioned their size before, generally tiny around the edges. There's one man who has certainly turned his career around since the first couple of months this season. Full credit to him, but Fremantle with so much to do this afternoon.
Yeah, and we look at Jeff Army. He kicked 4 goals some time ago, but since then, the Fremantle Dockers have struggled to kick a goal. Farmer and Medhurst have only 7 goals between them over the last 3 matches. Luke McFarlane, through no fault of his own, he's been injured and hasn't been out there. So they've only got 7 goals, arguably between the 3 of them over the last 3 games. Luke McFarlane has 2 bags of 5 this season. They're going to need 10-12 goals out of these 3 if they are to be a chance today.
Good luck.
All right, there he is on screen. Luke McFarlane, wonderful talent since crossing from Hawthorn back to the Fremantle Dockers in West Australia. It's the Crows and the Dockers. Can the Dockers pull something off here? Something out of the bag? We'll find out on Sunday Football after this.
After the battle, Crows coach Neil Craig only on National Line News. One-on-one, the inside word from the very top. The fallout, the issues, the strategy, the stars. Your AFL station, first for football. Adelaide's National Line News.
Selling your quantity goods to cash converters is so easy and convenient. As long as they're in working order and good condition, we love the things you no longer want or need. And you can also shop with complete confidence at Cash Converters because we record every transaction. And our 100-point ID check means all goods sold to us can be matched with the person who sold them. Cash Converters. A better way to sell and a great place to shop.
Compare the pair. Same age, same income, same super contribution. Yet there could be a lifetime of difference in their final retirement payout. His fund does not pay commissions to financial advisors. His fund does pay commissions. His fees are lower. His fees are higher. Industry super funds are run only to profit members. Industry super funds, a lifetime of difference. There's an industry super fund for every Australian income earner. Call 1300 881 371 or visit our website.
The comparisons show projected outcomes applying today's average fees of industry super funds and retail master trusts over 32 years. Differences in fees may change in the future, and this would alter the outcome.
Imagine a holiday home with a few changes every day, where you can get away, yet take all the luxuries with you, where you can find plenty to do or just go with the flow, and where anyone with a driver's license can be a houseboat captain for surprisingly little money. Tempted? For a free copy of the Houseboat Holidays Guide, call 1300 665 122 or visit houseboatbookings.com.
Gotcha. You thought someone was having fun, didn't you? You asked for it. Here it is. Betty Buy's hot new range of modern bedroom furniture. Let me introduce the Oslo, the Parisian, the Copenhagen, queen bed, 2 bedsides, and tall boy, $14.99. These prices are sweet. You just won't buy better. New range, factory direct. Pick up a location. This weekend, let Betty Buy's put the bounce back in your bedroom.
The stylish new Kia Cerato comes with cruise control, 2-litre motor, air conditioning and remote keyless entry. All the features you would expect of a much more expensive car. But beware, you'll probably get used to expecting a lot more for your money.
Of celebrities tackling the world of ice skating.
A spectacular new series with a magical twist.
Skating on thin ice premieres tonight.
Steven Spielberg's Taken, an epic event, Tuesday on 9.
Sunday football about to start here. Matthew Pavlich, the acting captain in the absence of Peter Bell and Mark Rashido. Pavlich wins the toss and will kick to the left-hand side of your screen, which I think might even be into the wind. Not always against that, but seems quite unusual these days. Good afternoon to Dwayne Russell, who knows this ground very well.
Pleasure to be here, Dermot. It rained overnight, but we've got a brief period of sunshine moments ago, and hopefully we continue to get sunshine, and I think you're correct. I think he has decided to kick against the breeze.
Let's go down to Jason McCartney on the boundary line.
Dermot, how are you today?
Good, buddy.
Yeah, look, mate, it's an interesting move from the Crows. They're starting Ian Perry on the bench. He kicked a lot of goals last game up against the Tigers. McGregor up forward. That allows the 2 big men, Hudson, Bigland, starting on the ground. Look for McLeod to pick up Farmer, and Josh Carr renew acquaintances with Mark Rashido.
Oh, yes, I drove past the Rams gate this morning.
Well, Carr is out there with Rashido, so we'll have to wait and see. Free kick was found in the middle, and it'll be the Crows to get away with it early. Riley goes to Burton, and he takes the mark inside 50. The umpires this afternoon, Matthew James, Matthew Head, and Darren Goldspink, and Matthew James already calling a decision after a free kick from the opening bounce. Riley's pass to Burton, and the Birdman
measuring out his run-up to have the first shot at goal. And we'll find out about this breeze now. He tosses the grass in the air, Matthew Lloyd style, and Matthew Lloyd style didn't seem to look at it at all as it was dropping. That's what he has in front of him. I suppose Matthew Lloyd does it indoors, so there's no need to. And that has got plenty of carry, but he's left it to the near side. Only a behind.
Opening score. Shane Parker, the veteran, to bring it in. Broadcast side. Shammer comes up and takes the mark. Adelaide boy lays it off. Thornton got the arms free. That was ambitious, though. Edwards. Now Henschel runs to the 50 and misses to the right-hand side. Misses everything. It goes through for a behind, or rather out of bounds on the full.
Just on paper, and also the way they've lined up, they look a little bit light on down back. They're very inexperienced, but they've got young Ryan Murphy, who's not an overly big kid. He's up against McGregor.
Shane Parker, one of the experienced players, in fact 2 games away from becoming the first Docker ever to play 200 Docker games. He found Black, short pass to Cook on defensive 50, and the ground's in magnificent condition as well. That shower overnight's brought it up beautifully. Shammer, as you said, a local boy, or from Loxton, which is the place that brought us the great Docker and Crow, Tony Modra. Kicks wide towards halfback Murphy, got it over the top. Black around the body towards the wing, bouncing ball. Who'll attack it hard here? Hazelby toe poked it off the deck, goes to Headland, he to Carr, back to his old home ground, kicks to Pavlich. Good movement. And Matthew Pavlich, who has taken plenty of marks this year, 123 marks for the season so far. No Adelaide Crow has taken more than 80. So he really is leading the competition as far as grabbing the ball, and grabbing them inside 50 would be very handy this afternoon. Tucked into the angle though, but his kick, even if he is kicking against a slight breeze, will be protected by the grandstand.
There's a reason why Adelaide don't mark the ball, Dwayne. They actually handball it more than they kick it.
It's a very good reason why you don't get marks from handballs paid. This to put the Dockers in front, captaining them this afternoon, and it's the woodwork. It's a behind a piece.
Interesting to watch too that it was McFarlane who met the ball on the defensive side of the wing as it was coming forward, and then Pavlich, playing centre half forward, took the mark closest to goal once it passed.
Hart. Some danger there. Good one. Now Bock playing on Pavlich, swings it wide towards the wing, hangs a long time in the air, marked by Bassett. Over the top, Thompson. His momentum was lost, goes back to Bassett. Now McLeod from the wing towards half forward. Hinchell leads back in the race, just outside the 50. Closing on him Mundy. Wiley boots it inside the 50. The man that got 8 goals last week. Welsh was up, coming through Thornton, crashing into the pack. Cook did well, won the free kick, and stayed on his feet to boot. Top hombre. Troy Cook to the opposite pocket. Whacks away. Schofield has it. Runners alongside. Feigns a hand pass to Hazelby. Had the bounce. Kicks towards half forward. Pavlich hands to it. Couldn't complete the mark. Well done, Hart. Gave it to Edwards. Back to Hart. Gets around Carr. Comes towards Rashudo under pressure. Thompson. Unkind bounce. Played it pretty well. Slapped it across to Matner. Matner 60 metres out. Lines up. Will it have the carry? No. Longmuir goes back and takes the mark right in the square. What about hand passing? A couple on for the hand pass. I'd suggest just go back and kick it. Oh, there you go.
Well, he did kick it at least. He put David Mundy under a bit of pressure, but he took the mark in the back pocket.
Mundy saddling up for his first clearance out of 50 today. He's leading the Dockers in that stat over recent times.
Pollack was there, couldn't mark. Farmer. Back to Pollack, about to get caught. In time to Shammer. Here to Parker. Through traffic. Danger here. They've centred the ball, but it hasn't hit the target. Black. Biglands. It was a long way to pick it up, bend down there and grab it, so he went with the toe. Black nearly got it back again. Johnson lent a little bit of assistance. He did well. Now chance for Murphy. And Schofield looks up. He's got a couple of targets. Carr, one of them, runs inside 50, can go all the way, wobbles it towards full forward. It didn't get the carry, and Bock takes the mark in front of his man Pavlich.
In the sunshine, goes to the pocket. This is Rutten. Around the other side to Bassett in plenty of space. Told to run, does that, a couple of bounces, carries him up to the wing, beyond the wing now, hesitates, fires a short pass in where a shootout didn't break stride. Riley, penetrating kick, numbers back for the Dockers. Pollack did well, coming back with the flight of it. Not much on. Early going, a point apiece. Black. Longmuir's got it.
Well, now there's a tough kick coming up here.
Oh,
and that's why.
Yes. Thornton knocks it down. Well done. Shammer. Cook's hand pass over the top. Carr in trouble. Thompson got him. Wayward handball. In comes Hart. Head down. Cook in the opposite direction, giving no quarter. Nice to see. Let's go down to Jace.
Yeah, just a couple of matchups. Scott Thompson, he's got the company of Josh Carr, and Paul Hazelby with Robert Shirley.
Bounce on the wing. Sorry, Dermot.
Yeah, Cook, he gets very high in the tackle counts for the comp, and people just do not get away from him once he gets a hold on him.
Carr found Mattner, Shirley, and now the spearing ball from Bock, who got away from Pavlich. Henschel couldn't quite mark it. Parker, Henschel tackles him well. Umpire might have to sort that one out with the bounce on the wing. Big crowd in, and yet they're relatively quiet so far. Inside 50s, Adelaide 5, Fremantle 2, and there's one of those matchups will be worth watching. Shammer and Mattner. The umpires found something from that bounce, and it'll go Fremantle's way. It'll go to Longmuir.
Not so quiet just for a moment there. Crowd not happy with that decision. Longmuir takes on Biglands, goes to Cook. He's determined not to kick this afternoon, Justin. Parker comes back to him. Needs a hand pass that time, and did. And there's a crow down, a collision between a pair of them. Hazelby over the top, gave it to Mundy. This is Shammer, been busy, didn't see the man coming on the angle. Welsh knocked the ball away. Still time to recover. Murphy and Mundy. Murphy, Hazelby now. Kicks inside the forward 50. Pavlich works in front, was being held. He'll get the free kick. No doubting that. The umpire Goldspeak, in perfect position, 20 metres away.
Did very well there as we see Roo come off the ground. There's a bit of claret coming out of the beak there. But what he does...
Oh,
yeah.
It heads with Shirley.
Friendly fire. He did very well there, Matty Pavlich. Just extended one arm out the back into the chest of Bock, kept him away from where the ball was precisely going to drop to, and he panicked a bit, Bock.
Any score will be the margin, and it's a goal. And Pavlich looming large already.
3, 2, 1, go! Radio Rentals are celebrating the launch of SA's biggest ever interest-free offer. A massive 5 years interest-free! That's 5 years interest-free on widescreen plasma and LCD TVs. Get a new lounge or bedroom suite with 5 years interest-free. Plus, Radio Rentals guarantees to beat any price. With 5 years interest-free at SA's biggest electrical retailer, you'd be mad to shop anywhere else.
So Shammer forced to the bench with an injury for the Dockers, and 23 possessions last week. They'll miss him, and Rashido also off as Edwards gives it to Goodwin. Long, high kick towards full forward. Welsh!
I'm really worried about the matchup for Fremantle. There is some youngsters down there. I know young Thornton is a great kid. Now, he's got a career ahead of him, but to have him playing out of the goal square, I mean, that's where the damage is done, in the centre circle, but to have Thornton playing out of the goal square against a very, very clever mobile forward like Welsh, it's fraught with danger.
8-2 last week, a very accurate 8-2, took 9 marks, and he's got 30 for the season now. Scores a level.
Oh, have a look at that. He's been absolutely poleaxed. Oh boy, how tough are this Midas team. They have completely smashed the opposition in every facet, from mufflers, brakes and suspension. They even have logbook car services that won't void your new car warranty. Well, they've certainly kept me in suspension. Is there nothing this Midas team can't do? Something our viewers can do is call 136432 for total car care. And you know what they say, trust the Midas touch.
As Dwayne said, 30 goals for the season for Scott Welsh. is Shammer. Now, he had a long time to kick that ball and simply didn't see Welsh. Welsh was the man who got the last goal and also the man who got Shammer. Talking about Welsh, 20 goals have come in just 4 matches. He gets them in big bags. Longmuir getting plenty of the football, and that's a very good mark in front by Polak. Simply in the hands. Very strong hands, lunging forward. Still inside this centre square. McFarlane offers. The kick isn't a good one. It wanders down towards the pocket. Medhurst, did he touch it first? Apparently.
Yeah, you got good flat hand purchase on it. Oh, come on, show us Nathan's face. Just for you, Dennis. Go on the journey.
I think he's sulking. No, he just looked away from the camera. I know what he's doing. He's looking at the giant screen. Did I touch it or not? Apparently not. The umpire said not, and watching that replay, Scott probably knows the bad news now as well, or Nathan rather. There goes the kick. And he puts it through.
Hello? No, just watching the footy. No, it's an AIM ad. They guarantee to save you money on home and contents insurance. Yeah, best price in Adelaide. No, not Perth, Adelaide. Where are you? Oh, okay then. Bye.
Who was that?
I don't know.
Lucky yours, Amy.
19th goal of the season for Paul Medhurst. Failed to score at all last week. Has played every game though. Docker's back in front. In the ruck, taken out of the air by Hudson. A little bit of arrogance there. Black stole it though. Gives it wide to Mundy. Looks up. Has the lead from Pavlich. Bog held him out beautifully. A little party trick to go with it. Farmer brings him down, and that should be 50, you'd think. Farmer's given away 20 free kicks this year. So he's on track for another good game this afternoon. You can't give those away. He's received 8 frees and given away 20, and might go again.
There's McLeod through the centre square. Not sure who that was for. Longmuir leads back in the race. Bassett a long way up the ground working against him, and out it goes in the forward pocket. Fremantle lead it by 6. Early going on Sunday football under partly cloudy skies. As I said earlier, Fremantle's record good against Adelaide after some tough times when they first came into the competition, particularly here. There's the throw in. Knocked down by Longmuir. Perry's on the ground. So is Hazelby as it works out. Chance in front of goal. McGregor hacked out of there by Burton. Gathered by Shirley. Goal.
See that bloke over there? He's one.
Really?
Bloke next to him, he's one too.
Joking.
All those blokes. Even old Laurie. Does his wife know? All for it, evidently.
It's surprising how many people win Keno. Over 65,000 winners on average every week.
I've thought about it. Yeah, me too.
Keno, win it by the minute.
Lively start to this encounter. Scores are level, 13 apiece, and only played 14 minutes and had 4 goals. Ball back in the middle. Big crowd in here Sunday afternoon from Amy Stadium. Thompson kicks it out of the middle, gets the clearance. Edwards, half forward flank, beat Cook to it. Back to Thompson, back into the corridor. Kick not so good, but looked good. Hudson was waiting for it.
Perfect.
He looks up. He has the lead from Perry. He puts it in front of him. He's got it. Started on the bench, which was a little strange, but maybe just to manufacture the matchup, Dermot, which some coaches like to do.
Well, Bigland started on the ball and Hudson was in the forward pocket, but when Hudson decides, right, I'm going to have a run on the ball, Bigland goes to the bench rather than going to the forward pocket, and that's when Perry comes on and becomes a more dangerous, agile, I suppose you'd say, get to the drop of the ball type key forward.
From Western Australia, from East Perth, and that's across the face. Only a behind. 5 goals, 3 last week in Perry, and he also been in pretty good form, 21-18 for the season. And there's Shammer getting some work done on the calf.
Need him back out there. He started very well. Thornton combining with Parker got themselves into a bind. Hazelby lends assistance. Thornton, very wayward hand pass. Thompson, Goodwin, dangerous in this situation, getting back Parker. Less than convincing, you've got to say. That's better. Mundy, left half back. Very prone to hand pass and defence at the moment, the Dockers. Mundy told to play on. More of the same. Thornton's got it over the shoulder. Black on the burst. Good shepherd from Cook. Black goes beyond the wing. Mattner in best position takes the mark though. Mattner looks towards the middle. Thought about it. Changes his mind. Still close to the middle. The mark is taken by Edwards to Burton. Now McLeod creates some space. Goes short. Henschel is marked. 40 metres out, directly in front, kicking on the breeze.
And McLeod just floating off the half-back line. Didn't get sucked into the play by his half-forward opponent. Just stayed out there. Recognised his teammates were going to win possession. And he's an easy target for a viable target who can chop through the midfield.
Margin is a point. 8.5 minutes out from quarter time. Distance won't be a problem. Got some early goals a fortnight ago against the Tigers. A question of accuracy then. Gives it a ride. Accurate enough. Adelaide stretched their lead.
It's 1990. The first qualifying round between the Eagles of West Coast and the Magpies of Collingwood.
A goal etched in the memory forever. We give you
Peter Dacos. We're home. Well, ain't over his head to Dacos.
Hemmed in on the boundary. 1990 revisited. Goes a goal. Oh, kicks a goal.
Oh, no. Yeah, Dacos. Bang! Dacos.
Prosciutto back on. He's got some wad stuck into that nostril and he's away. It's a little swollen, but that won't worry him. From the ball up, Dodd caught by Shirley. Threw the ball out, or tried to in the end. Umpire might have to sort this out with a bounce.
Yeah, even with that
ugly.
Even with that wadding in the nose, he's still better looking than Sam the dog that appeared in the paper this morning.
Jason McCartney.
Yeah, what Fremantle have done, they've rolled the dice, they've loaded up forward. Pollock, Pavlich and McFarlane, they can't afford to muck around with the handball in the back half. Get it in quick.
That was the dog that won the world's ugliest dog competition, for those unaware of the papers that Dermot reads. Now there's a ball going to Peake here. Started on the bench.
It was you that showed it to me.
Peake goes wide. Longmuir's got it. 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. 3-2 plays 2-1. Long kick inside, 50 and a good mark. Taken by Ben Hart. We're talking about games records. Here's a chance, Ben Hart, to be the first Crow to play 300. He's 287th this afternoon.
Rutten drives it up, short of the wing, coming to meet the ball and gathering it nicely. McGregor, Welsh on the burst towards half forward. Mattner, plenty of speed outside. McLeod, 75 metres from home, running on his Burton. Will it sit for him? Yes, it did, obligingly. He's deep in the pocket, pulls it back. Nobody in the square. How will it bounce? Edwards outnumbered 4-1. Cook, the second of the four, comes away with it. Short one to Carr. Carr's at left half back, needs a lead. Well, the man who could offer slipped over, so he heads for the boundary line. But I'm not sure that wasn't his intention. Maybe on the bounce, but wasn't a bad result because the man coming up, Medhurst, was lying chest down. Now Prosciutto has it right on the wing.
Even the fact that you called down in the full back zone, 4-1 the outnumber, is too much. You just outnumber your opponent 2-1. That means you've got less up the ground to kick to, and that's what he was faced with, Carr.
Bassett went looking for Hart. Unconvincing was Polak. Now an opportunity for Hart. Short passes. Beauty. Welsh has it. 40 metres out. And you get the feel now that they've adjusted to the tempo here, Adelaide. They like what they see.
Playing a lot of numbers down in that defence where we saw that, as you called it, Dennis, 4-1, which means there's no pressure on the midfield to execute the skills as we saw then. All the numbers are inside defensive 50. You need to crowd the ball carrier sometimes to panic him into a decision.
Welsh, one already this afternoon. Inside 50s, Adelaide 11, Fremantle 6. Welsh gets his second. Adelaide get their fourth.
Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing.
Just a quick reminder that Metropolitan Plumbing can fix leaking taps, block drains, plus hot water repairs and replacement within the hour. All areas, 24 hours, 7 days. Yes, 7 days a week.
Metropolitan Plumbing.
3 goals in a row to the Adelaide Crows, and they're out to their biggest lead of the game, 13 points.
Scotty Welsh does have Parker as his opponent now.
Into time on now. 21 minutes elapsed in this opening term. Longmuir down to Hazelby. Missed the target. Doughty wobbles it towards half forward. Dodd at half back. Chips it. Pavlich a long way from where he'd like to be. Kicking towards half forward. Getting back. Big leap McFarlane. Hart almost had that. McFarlane edged him under it. Bassett to Hart. Weaves out of trouble. McLeod. Last line of defence. Has Bock if he wants him. Doesn't want him. Wants to run. Gets that opportunity with a hard Shepherd. Still might come to Bock. About to get run down by Headland. Went to Bock to Rasciuto. And it's opened up now. Matner, Van Berlo. Here they go. Perry's on the lead. Short pass. Hits him beautifully. And he takes it on the chest.
Plays on immediately back to the corridor. There's Rasciuto inside the centre square. Goes long down towards full forward. Clears 3 players. 2 of them Dockers. Parker initially led back, was passed by Welsh, and the ball goes out of bounds. It may have brushed the behind post on the inside.
Gee, it was good work by Parker, though, to hold out Welsh as we look at the McFarlane jump. A wonderful athlete.
Taking some wonderful marks this season. Similar situations. Boundary throw in then. Longmuir fists it back towards the boundary. Thompson leads in the race, gathers, looks back towards the middle, squeezes a kick out, almost a clever mark there to Henschel, fell over. Working at goal with his Edwards. Back on the line, Johnson. He's had a haircut this week, just pops it out wide. Murphy. Oh, Murphy indecisive, back to Parker. Parker the short one to Peake.
It's good coaching by Neil Craig here. He's swapped. He's got McLeod onto Jeff Farmer. Now, Jeff Farmer will tackle hard and chase hard when the ball is in his vicinity, but he won't run and be responsible for a man on the other side of the ground. And that'll be McLeod's strength.
Burton uncontested.
That's how he likes them, just float into them. McGregor half nudged, and it's out of play, and the umpire said that was a legal spoil. Kenny McGregor has only got 1 Brownlow vote for his entire 106-game career. Ken McGregor is a better player than the umpires perhaps have given him credit for. Only nominated for the draft because his mates were, by the way. Hazelby.
Might have been 4th best in every game he played.
Sadlands he might have been. Cook. Van Berlo, late inclusion with Tawney out, and Van Berlo takes the mark on the wing. Not a rocket scientist, he says. He's a geophysicist studying the movement of tectonic plates. Boy rolls it towards the forward pocket, and it's out of play. He's a very intelligent young man, Nathan Van Berlo, and in for his 5th game of the season.
There's not too many overly intelligent players become very good league players.
Why is that?
I don't know, Dwayne. Tell us.
Tectonic plates. In front of the pack, it's out of bounds again. I thought he was working in a restaurant, working his way through uni, but not so.
In fact, if you know what a tectonic plate is, you're not allowed to play AFL football in my book.
Rules you ineligible.
Yes.
Boundary throw in, right full forward, just over 3 minutes till quarter time. 13 points the margin. Perry hooks it down behind. Skipworth, pretty good in this situation, but outnumbered. Cook comes away with it. Now Black, searching run up the middle, then looks behind, comes to Mundy.
All the players are leading away from him.
Goes towards half forward, not Pavlich, coming across on the angle is marked at left half forward. Black runs on, he ignores that, spears the ball in looking for Peake, who had it knocked away. Down goes Headland, and the ball is out of bounds. It'll be tossed in. Left full forward, the crowd warming to the game now, liking what they see from the hometown guys. And it is a good crowd. I suppose most games involving Adelaide at this venue. sellouts. I think their membership exceeds the capacity of the ground, or it's very close.
Tyson Edwards in front, all by himself.
Got the footy to Matner, back to Edwards, scuttles away in characteristic fashion, swings it out wide. Thompson.
Good skills.
We've seen plenty of it, Thompson. Van Berlo goes towards half forward. And despite the numbers back there, Perry is able to take the mark in a triangulation of fire. About 3 dockers around him. Now he wants to go to Welsh. Sandilands will need to come across, try and cut it off. Welsh comes up, gets boots a ball and puts it out of bounds. Not a bad result for the Crows.
Sandilands allowed to play this afternoon. It's not too windy for him. He was dropped earlier this year. Late exclusion when it was too windy down in Launceston for a big man. And he'll do the ruck work against Kenny McGregor.
You want another one, Dwayne? There's a big difference between playing in the wind and the rain, even though they both upset the flight of the ball.
Okay, we'll get an explanation of that one shortly. Dodd kicks the ball out of defence. You want to continue on, Dermot?
Because in the wet weather, some players have the ability to still mark the ball, but in the wind, some big players plant their feet and cannot move to where the ball fades to quickly. They're very statue-like where they plant their feet for a marking contest.
But the longer your arms are, the more adjustment they can make to the swinging ball in the air. From the ball in, who will get it away?
I knew if I kept talking long enough, I'd give you enough time for you to think of another reason to come back at it.
I'm surrounded by Nathan Van Berlo. We've got to bounce it right half forward. Sandilands is in front, wins it down to Doughty, gets a hand pass away. Edwards feeds it back. Thompson. Well, they're just queuing up just forward of the centre. Matner gives it to Rashuda. That's a clever kick. Farmer needs to work back. McLeod just knocked it down to his own advantage. Well, as it worked out, Welsh's advantage. He's kicked a couple, kicked into Parker. Now there's a chance for the Dockers going the other way because a lot of Adelaide Crows got forward of the footy. Parker needs to be careful. Confronted by another resolute defender. Hard out there. They get in a tangle, and Parker is penalised.
Benny Hart looked at the umpire as he had the arm around him, just saying any second now will do. Just played it very well. Just sweated on him.
Chips it to Welsh, just beyond his range. Well, he might load up here. The flags are blowing to that direction, but look on his face says that he might not make it. Although he might be foxing, is he, Dermot?
Yeah, stagger the kickers if you're going to kick to a lead.
Well, he's launched it. It's not going to make the distance. Up they fly. Henschel got hands on it, and it was probably a well-calculated fumble by Ryan Murphy on the line, and a behind. 28 minutes played. Opening term in the shadows of quarter time.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Edwards has got it. It was too tall for Schofield, and he's kicked a goal.
Value-packed special edition Storm Ute, the ultimate ride.
With 44 seconds to go, they had that kick out, and the runner made his way out onto the ground for Fremantle, and he didn't go down that end though and say, hey, play it safe for the last few seconds. And that is a costly one. That is a very costly one.
Well, it's going to be a dangerous week for the Fremantle Dockers back in Perth if they drop this badly. And this has got the making simply because it's just being played in one half of the ground. It's all Adelaide on the attack. There's Chris Connolly. Mind you, he's in charge of a very volatile team. I think harmony will reach Fremantle the day Shaquille O'Neal starts work as an undercover cop. But having said that, I think that it really is asking a lot of them in this environment. They're missing key players, and now Rashuda has a problem, and he's coming off the ground again. He got a nasty whack before when he had that clash of heads with a teammate, and still a bit of residual damage. He's off. Riley's on. 5-3-33, 2-1-13. So 20 points the difference.
And Fremantle now, even for these last few seconds, have loaded up with 8 defenders.
Still time for one more. Fremantle just...
In fact, they got 9.
Working on the rope-a-dope at the moment, Derm. Absorbing the punishment. Here's Riley. Bach. Edwards. But now I think Adelaide have thought through some of it. 75 metres out, pulls it back. Wells got hands to it, didn't complete the mark. A chance for Biglands. Applies a tackle. Doughty has it. We're down to 12 seconds. Bassett flicks it out. Biglands leads in the race. 7 seconds. Could be a good result for Fremantle. Well, that was too. McGregor overran the football. Well done,
hurt.
Black. Plucked it. Runs away. There's the siren. Quarter time.
Ken McGregor will get a nice pack in the lower part of his back at the conclusion of this game. He's got the knee low down there. But I tell you what, they certainly did put the pedal down later in this quarter here. Adelaide 5-3-33. Fremantle 2-1-13.
National 9 Newsbreak, brought to you by the Nissan X-Trail. Only Nissan takes the compact four-wheel drive to the extreme.
Good afternoon. Live Aid concerts have rocked the globe as millions plead to world leaders to eradicate African poverty. The hunt for a driver involved in a high-speed chase. His car crashed into another vehicle before he fled on foot. Marches and church services around Australia for Reserve Forces Day. In sport, Venus rises again. Venus Williams has beaten Lindsay Davenport in the ladies' final at Wimbledon. And a controversial tie in the Tri-Series final between Australia and England at Lord's. See you at 6.
Food that fails the test. Popular meals that can make you sick.
At these sort of temperatures, you can get E. coli and listeria.
Monday, a current affair with Ray Martin.
Want to be your own boss? Want to run your own business with more than double the normal chance of success? If you're interested, find out more about franchising. Proven the most successful way of starting a new business. There are hundreds of possibilities to choose from. Retail, communications, home maintenance, mobile services, fast food and more. Plus free daily seminars. The Franchising and Business Opportunities Expo. July 8 to 10, Adelaide Convention Centre. 3 days only, 10 to 5 daily.
Hello. Oh, hi, Mr. White.
The federal government is scrapping unfair dismissal laws for 3.6 million workers.
No, sorry, I can't. I'm rostered on for tomorrow night's shift.
So if you think that you and your family are safe...
But who's going to look after my kids?
Think again.
You can't sack me. Really?
Authorised Greg Combay, ACTU Melbourne.
Get into Gaswold for all your power tools. Get the legendary Makita 10-inch slide compound miter saw and score a bonus Makita 7-inch saw valued at $190. Get into Gaswold, Adelaide, Paraka, Lonsdale and St Mary's.
3, 2, 1, go! Radio Rentals are celebrating the launch of SA's biggest ever interest-free offer. A massive 5 years interest-free. That's 5 years interest-free on widescreen plasma and LCD TVs. Get a new lounge or bedroom suite with 5 years interest-free. Plus, Radio Rentals guarantees to beat any price. With 5 years interest-free at SA's biggest electrical retailer, you'd be mad to shop anywhere else.
There's only 3 things you need to know about buying a quilt in Adelaide. Number 1... Oh, I forgot the other 2.
Pure Australian wool quilts, luxury winter weight, 500-gram wool quilts, not 130, $69.95.
See you tomorrow.
Monday, Australia's champion grandmother battles for the trip of a lifetime.
May the force be with you.
A Monday night's knockout on Temptation, 7 o'clock on 9.
The 2005 Toyota AFL season, brought to you by our telecar sponsors Midas Car Care, Amy and Metropolitan Plumbing.
The Adelaide Crows skipped away in the latter stages of that first quarter to have a 20-point lead. 5-3, 33 to Fremantle. 2-1-13. Scotty Welsh, the multiple goal kicker there with 2. Henschel, Edwards, Shirley. In fact, Edwards had 11 possessions. Let's have a look at some of the going forward stats. The goal's pretty self-explanatory. 5-2. Shots a goal, 11-4. Inside 50s, 17-8. Now, the other thing you might want to take a look at, Adelaide had 100 possessions in that quarter, which means Fremantle are getting smashed. You would think that if a team has the ball 100 times, the opposing team's tackle count would be up. Fremantle only laid 4 tackles on a team that had it 100 times. They've just got to get to their opponents and get to them and bring them down. Let's go down to the ground now and take it down to Jason McCartney.
Yeah, Dermot, the main message from Chris Conley, all about accountability, trying to cut down the Crows. Their handball receives, they're number 1, they're running off half-back, they're making it easy for their forwards. Where the Crows camp, pretty content, pretty confident there. Look out for Mark Prosciutto. He's back on the ground, but that nose will give him some trouble throughout the day with the blood rule.
Thanks there, mate. Now, the one thing I'd say about that too, Dwayne and Dennis, is a team that has 4 tackles, I reckon Troy Cook laid 3 of them. So you've got 17 other blokes out on the ground who have laid 1 tackle between them, while the other team has had it 100 times. It's not accountable.
Doesn't average up too well, does it?
No. They got pretty free run there going forward, Adelaide.
21 guys squabbling over 1 tackle. In the middle, starting the second term, Crows lead it by 20. Let's see what Fremantle can do on the breeze now. Content to defend in that first term, certainly. The ruckman touched the ball. Shirley gets onto it quickly. Schofield had him, lost him. Do we count that term? Hazelby gets a hand pass away. Sandilands back to Carr. Carr kicks it out very wide. Who's got the pace? Hedlund works his way in front. Matner tracks him. Anti-climax, it goes out of bounds. Just looking at the Dockers, Matthew Carr, Bell, Hadrill, Walker, Hayden missing, and Shammer started well this afternoon but forced to leave the ground, as Prosciutto off the ground. So the defence certainly unbalanced by those losses. Thrown in.
Good hit.
It was by Sandilands to Carr to Hazelby. Back to Sandilands over the top. Well worked. This is Mundy. Down towards half forward. Not a good kick though. Opportunity nevertheless for Schofield. Goes after it in the opposite direction. Working against him is Matner. They tie it up and the umpire will ball it up. The umpires this afternoon, James, Head and Goldsbeck.
What a beautiful tap out by Sandilands over to Carr. You get a tap out like that in this space of the ground, this area, and there's a shot on goal as a result.
Sandilands wins this one. Down to Shammer, who's back on. Carr, kick half smothered, and it bounces across the boundary line and will get a ball in 50 metres from Fremantle's goal. Josh Carr back to where he made his name as a premiership player with Port Adelaide, of course, and there's Mark Prosciutto. Speaking of premiership players, on the bench, and he's there with a couple of other boys who have had runs but back on the pines. Shammer, good to see him getting the ball again. About to send them inside 50. Goes with a high bomb. Pavlich is there. Well, he beat Revolt hands down a few weeks ago. That was almost the making of him as a defender against big names. But he finds Thompson with his pass.
Beat him one-handed that time. Thompson, Hudson, across half-back. Plenty of support. McLeod is in right half-back. Kicks beyond the wing. Thornton getting into the back of McGregor. Will advantage be paid? Yes, it is. Bassett, he did hesitate. He kicks it down towards the 50. I think he said Barlees. It's coming back to McGregor.
That's a contentious one, because there was definitely advantage. No real pressure on the advantaged player to kick. It was just a skill error.
But he didn't want to upset my man.
Okay, don't upset you.
No, not me, Bassett. I mean,
no,
it stopped.
But if he upsets your man, that upsets you.
Well, that's right.
He's thinking of you.
There's Goodwin on the outer side, looking back towards the middle. We don't want Nathan putting on a plonker out there at right half forward.
Gee, soon we'll get into Hutto's one sock down.
McLeod. Is he doing that today? Perry comes up and takes the mark.
I can't find him out there, but yes, he has. Hudson's got one sock down.
That's obviously a superstition.
Now, his hands are good. Since he's come on, Perry, his hands have been one touch.
Perry goes for distance, long down towards the kickoff line. Sandilands comes back. That's better. Strong mark by the big man. Gutsy too. He was there to climb over. He knew that, but he kept on coming. Now Carr, familiar with this ground.
Oh, gee, they've all pushed back so hard. There is absolutely nobody ahead to kick to. Now they're all within 40 metres of him.
So he goes to Shammer. On the opposite side of the ground, Schofield, another man who's played a lot of football at Amia Stadium, takes on Welsh. That's ambitious. Now he's forced a hand pass. Well done, Welsh. Coming up to meet it, Johnson, claimed by Perry. This is Mundy. Goes back to Black, to Schofield. Is it left half back? That's better. Measures the kick, finds Headland.
See, they did that the hard way. Headland trying to make this difficult too. One way then the other. Hazelby, Grover, McGregor, Goodwin, handball over the top. Shirley, they're away the Crows. From the wing, Shirley, a spearing pass towards Henschel. He with Cook, a race on, back to the open goal square. Cook might try and drag it through. He does. Oh, behind.
Gee, what are we 3 minutes into the second quarter, and it is just, it's almost like Fremantle are just clinging on.
There's Black. Told to hurry up. Normally kick it a long way and goes for distance this time. Not bad policy. Juggling the mark, though, is McGregor against the tallest man in the competition. Comes to Hudson. One sock up, one sock down. Goodwin back inside the forward 50 yet again. Thornton battles there with Henschel, cleared the pair of them, and runs out of bounds. And of course, we're talking about a lack of size and the players missing for the Fremantle Dockers that robs them of a lot of flexibility. Things go wrong and there's not much you can do.
Shuffle the deck chairs on the Titanic down there.
Same guys. Hudson knocks it in front. Black goes after it, too nimble. Gets away from Hudson, out of the back pocket, back towards the wing. Pavlich will need to go. Very conscious of Burton coming back, coming through his car. Hugs the boundary with a hand pass because he did look up ahead and there was only Goodwin who got the ball anyway because it stayed in. Goes to Burton, in front Perry. Knocked away by Johnson. Surely a free kick for Cook. Belated whistle, but he's got it. He was pushed in the back.
He collapsed a bit.
Happy about it.
Yeah, when he felt the contact, he collapsed with it. That's fair enough play. He was always going to be out of the contest anyway, under that pressure.
He sort of wanted to go down as soon as he got possession, so he would get a free kick. Kick dangerous, Sandlands. Van Berlo stole it, goes to Edwards, who marks inside 50.
Big Sandlands had grounds to ask the umpire there. Was there contact with the player running back with the fly to the ball as he was not looking at the footy? He got a good punch on it.
Tyson Edwards often overshadowed by Rashido and McLeod, the Rolls Royce and the Ferrari, and I suppose what is he, Derm? Is he an Audi, or he's just he's underrated. He's not flashy, but he's certainly reliable and can take a thing or two.
Are we sponsored by any car group?
I'm not sure.
I'll have to throw them in.
That's a valiant attempt at a shot at goal, but it was only out of bounds on the full.
Valiant's the way to go, I think.
Jason McCartney.
Just the difference in body language down here is amazing. 6 Crows defenders got over to Martin Matner then to put him on that spoil and just encourage him. Fremantle flat as attack.
Here's Parker in the back pocket, got it from Mundy. And their progress is just so measured. I think that's the best thing you can say about it.
They're kicking with the wind and they're trying to hang on.
Play on's the call. Parker out of the back pocket. 2-on-1 situation here. Johnson's got it, but he could hardly use the second of them, at least with a handball, because it was Sandilands. Sandilands pushes up the ground. Rashuto marking Sandilands, if you don't mind. People talk about a 50-50 contest. Johnson, sleight of hand.
Gee, I thought it was going to be reshot all over again.
That's not bad. Kicks it down towards half forward. Pavlich, juggled attempt at the mark. Bock goes down. Over the top, McFarlane. They scramble after it. Rutten reaches in, doesn't get the footy. They'll have a ball up. Now, people talk about a 50-50 ball, but surely Sandilands on Rashuto up ahead in space is not 50-50 if the ball is kicked over their heads. We've got a free kick, and it's going to Sandilands. Speak of the devil.
He has drawn some free kicks. He has.
Wow, what was that one for?
Got some signalled too high over the throat with the hand, but he's actually tapping the ball to advantage just about every hit-out attempt.
Has to buy his boots off the internet from the USA. He goes long, the big man. Inside 50, Burton is having a good afternoon. Hart, who's had a good career. Wide towards Henschel, who kicked a couple of goals in his last match, so he's in form as well. Bounces through half-back, spears it to McLeod. Not a bad go-to man to set it up in the corridor from centre half-back. He to Biglands.
Sandilands man, because Hudson's come off.
It opens up. Biglands toward Thompson. Ball bounces past him to Perry. He wants Thompson. Goes to Burton. 50 from goal and he stops. Back to Rashudo. And the Roo looks up, has Van Berlo. He says set it up from 50. He goes too wide though. McGregor, bouncing ball, tries to keep it alive to the goal square. No one home, and Mundy drags it through for a behind.
Even that there, there's no need to take that ball through.
No.
If you are confident, if your teammate's telling you what is around you or what's not around you, you can keep that ball alive.
Parker to the pocket. Here's Mundy. 5-5 plays 2-1. Midway through the second term on Sunday football. Well, too tall again. How often have we seen that? Thompson manages to get a kick away. Mundy has it to Grover. Grover kicks it towards the centre square. Longmuir has to wait. Hart gave a contest, goes after it on the deck. Well played by the veteran. Goodwin slips it away. Bigland's got a hand pass to Matner. Matner across the ground, then Burton doubling back. Clever mark. Burton told to play on. 75 metres from goal. Little chip and surrounded. Dockers everywhere around him, but the mark is taken by Edwards.
Now, just looking at the scoreboard, Fremantle should be desperate. But even that effort by Benny Hart, has there been one Fremantle player make an effort like that yet? I mean, it clearly stands out. Your body actions just give the tail away. I mean, they just wanted more than Fremantle, and they've almost resigned to their fate already, and we're not even the halfway mark of the second quarter.
No.
Somebody's got to stand up here and do something and just put their stamp on it. Say, we're here, we're not to be toyed with.
Edwards inside the 50, kicks, tight, good enough.
It's A&R stock take sale. We've turned our stores upside down and found stacks of computers, notebooks, goodies and gadgets that have all got to go. Like this computer pack with a massive 19-inch LCD, DVD and CD burner, multifunction print copy scan, internet and Windows, just $16.99. 50 blank DVDs, $27.95. 128 meg MP3 players, $59.95. Or computer desk and chair, $159. Hurry into A&R stock take sale for store-wide savings. And now there's an A&R near you.
2 goals in a row to Tyson Edwards. And 5 goals in a row to Adelaide. They're after their biggest lead of the game. From the ball up, Biglands to Edwards again. Kick half smothered, Rashudo, Shammer. Goodwin through traffic. Biglands straight through the middle of them all, and it'll come back.
And the call was there, but the play moved away from it.
That was Jeffrey Farmer just in the back of his screen there, nearly giving one away. Nearly giving another one away. Goodwin long towards the square. Back of the pack. And it's taken across the boundary line by Grover. There's the free, but obviously the umpire didn't think that Rep Biglands would be any good with the ball dancing inside 50.
He ended up in space with it.
Yeah.
Bad for his confidence too, Biglands.
And the free wasn't all entirely there.
Determined to show the umpire, he goes after it. Skipworth tackles high, and Grover will get the free kick. 41 plays 13. I think it was 2 goals apiece, wasn't it? So it's all Adelaide since then. In the back pocket, Carr, seeing a bit of it, drives it around the other side. Shammer and Matner. Matner's only intent there was to get it on the ground for Perry. They had the extra man, and now Skipworth marks about 40 metres from goal.
Gee, Ian Perry put that one on the highlight reel.
He's got it all, hasn't he?
Oh, very good touch there. Yeah, that's an angled punch, and then watch the Perry touch here. Oh, yeah. They're the hardest kicks, aren't they? Just to get a bit of loft, but drop it into somebody's leading run. Good kick.
Skipworth has been kicking goals this season too. He's got 12, including 4 against the Kangaroos, and they came in a real cluster. Right behind him. Not the hardest spot on the ground to kick goals from, this side of the ground at that end. In he comes. Works it pretty well. Off hands and just across the line.
Been a good story. Hayden Skipworth, drafted in 2000 and then 5 games in 2001 before being delisted in 2002. Rookie listed again in 2003, and now not only a senior lister but a regular in their 22. Thornton, well, he waited a long time to get that handball away. Cook, he delivers it nicely to Johnson, but his handball not so good. Headlam went down with a high one, accentuated it, and the umpire paid the free. Hazelby, free man on the outer side, and it looks good. It's Carr, looks up, the lead comes. McFarlane gets there and takes the mark on his chest, and he has not had a possession so far today. First time he's had the ball.
I reckon Black hid in the Hilux sign over there.
He hid in the Hilux sign.
It just blends in.
Right.
That uniform, which is the league's worst without any fear of contradiction, just blends in with the sign. He was standing on the sign and nobody bothered to pick him up. I'm sure they didn't see it.
Was there purple in that sign, is there?
Don't get technical. There's the kick from McFarlane, 55 metres out. Has it got the carry? It's close, touched right on the line. Dockers denied.
You just look at it when the Dockers are coming forward, they've got too many players around the ball. That's great for support, but gee, you've got to have somebody to kick it to, and half the time they look up and they can't afford to release it because there's no one forward.
Burton, Rashudo with a handball that was as good as a kick to Van Berlo. His kick not so good to Thompson. Having a look at this one again.
Oh, your man. Nathan Bassett got a hand to it.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah.
Just a palm. Now a couple of men doing the ruck work here, although one stayed down. It's Biglan's v Sandilands one-on-one. Slap from Hazelby, and Black can't pick it up, and we'll go down to that boundary line. Jason McCartney.
Yeah, Dwayne, you spoke about McFarlane, only 1 possession. Headland just off the ground, 4 possessions. Jeff Farmer, 2 possessions. Need a big lift.
Just looking at the overview of the men clustered around this boundary throw-in. As we see charging through, Shirley takes clean possession, gives it across to Edwards. Does strike you how small the Dockers are. Here's Shirley again, inside the 50. Wonderful running goal. His second.
See that bloke over there? He's one. Really? Bloke next to him, he's one too. Joking. All those blokes. Even old Laurie. Does his wife know? All for it, evidently.
It's surprising how many people win Keno. Over 65,000 winners on average every week.
I've thought about it. Yeah, me too.
Keno, win it by the minute.
The last 6 goals to Adelaide, and a half-time can't come quick enough for the Dockers. Maybe round 22 can't come quick enough. Their season is unravelling by the minute. Bounce. Goodwin slaps it down, and once again Shirley gets the takeaway, spears the pass, and Thompson almost grabbed a one-hander, hustled off it in the end by Mundy, who got the handball out. McGregor, Shirley, free kick, play on advantage. Skipworth to Edwards, inside 50 to Perry.
Even at that centre bounce, Dwayne, Fremantle kicking with the wind. We're playing a 7-man defensive zone. This is a reversal free kick against Goodwin. But the 2 wingers were also starting on the back points of the centre square. So they had 9 men, arguably, as defenders on the centre bounce.
Dodd towards the wing. Polak was up, dropped the mark. Chance for Skipworth. Polak got him, takes him down. But the bounce, just the attacking side of left centre wing, the Adelaide Crows.
That's right, the right hand by Goodwin. And I don't know if it was a right hand on Stephen Dodd.
Not as high as perhaps Dodd indicated. Here's Headland. Let's say tenuous at best. As the ball goes down towards half forward, McFarlane comes up, takes the mark on his chest. Pavlich wants it in the middle. Here's a chance for the Dockers. Pavlich runs inside the 50. No support, gives it up to Rutten. Down in the square, just 2 small players, and they were outnumbered. Now Burton's got it, but in that situation, still possibly best to kick it. Burton goes towards half forward. Battling is Johnson, in from the side and doing well Thompson. Had it knocked away, coming through Perry in the opposite direction, Shammer. Thompson knocks it goalward for the Crows. Mundy stood his ground, gets a hand pass away. Now Johnson goes back to Dodd. Dodd decides to have a bounce, draws a man. The man who drew knocked the ball down. That's Bock. It comes back to Dodd. Free kick is going to Bock, who was held without it. In fact, it's going to Skipworth. Skipworth may have been held without it. Short one to Edwards.
Goes long, hoping for Biglands, more than hoping for him. He made it impossible for Biglands not to mark it. Biglands inside 50, McGregor from 5 deep. Couldn't take the mark. Murphy doesn't rush it through a 4 behind this time. He goes wide, and Shammer's got a couple to beat. And the pass was precise. Shammer has it. Under-18 championships being played as we speak, and Shammer, a former player of the Carnival back in 2002, to Thompson. Back to Shammer. Bouncing his way into and out of trouble to Dodd, to Polak. He in turn to Longmuir, back to Shammer. Runs into trouble, out of trouble. Finally a kick. Farmer can't take possession and hasn't taken a lot of possession so far. Peake, he couldn't get away with it, and the umpire has seen that as holding the ball. No, he didn't have much of an opportunity. Free kick to Bassett at centre-half back for the Crows. We've ticked it a time on. Second term, 48, plays 14.
Oh! Dock is back in it.
The only thing he didn't do then was go, nyap, nyap, nyap.
That's a good sign, though, from the Dockers' perspective. Perry comes across to Matner. Not only are the Dockers confused, Matner goes out wide. Perry's got it now.
Contagious.
Still a long way to go. 34 points the margin.
Perry's the one who should call Ben Hart in then. He can see player and ball.
There's Johnson. Polak plays on, if you don't mind. Headland through midfield. Towards the wing and McFarlane. On for the short one is Peake, but McFarlane decides to ignore that. Runs down towards the 50. Nobody to kick to. Hart, unfortunately for the Dockers, Perry not there that time.
Hart went to Riley, and he can bounce his way all the way to half forward. 2 bounces. Thought about a third. Goes with the kick. Shortish pass to Goodwin. And he wastes no time. Inside 50. Burton, McGregor. Burton got hands to it. Couldn't bring it down. Murphy, the handball. Longmuir. And they will get out of trouble here. Peake, the 1-2 with Thornton. Loops the handball to Shammer. Once again, into trouble. Back to Thornton. Through the corridor they travel. Who will they go to inside 50? High kick. Hoping for Medhurst. Off the scone. Couldn't take the mark. In the end, Headland got it back to him. Medhurst tries to shrug the tackle of Van Berlo. Can't. And it's out of play.
He wasn't taken to ground. That's the correct decision. And one off the head. There we go.
Maybe the hair might have cushioned it when he had it. And been better off.
Oh, yeah.
Hasn't had a big couple of weeks, Paul Medhurst.
Boundary thrown inside the 50. Sandilands works it down behind the pack. Carr slipped over, and that's going to get him a free kick. He's tried hard, Carr.
He was at the ball, though. It wasn't a duck of the head.
No. He slipped, and the right arm caught him high.
Yep, that's there.
So Carr will shoot at goal. Good spot for the left footer. About 35 metres out. So a long time since Fremantle got their last goal. It came in the first term. Thank you, Dwayne. 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Into the first term. That's the one. Bends it back left to right. Dockers get their 3rd goal and move to 20.
I'd like a fixed home loan with the lot. Low interest rate, no establishment fee. And 4. Actually, make that 5 years. How long will that be?
Conditions and minimum amount apply.
Summer's over, but not the gigantic price reductions at Tile Wizards. Grab first grade floor tiles at $14.50 a square metre, laminated flooring $19.90, and polished porcelain floor tiles out at $23.50 a square metre. When it comes to tiles, you can't go past Tile Wizards, now at 4 big locations.
In the shadows of half-time, Hudson in the ruck against Sandilands, who once again with the height differential got the palm on it, but Hudson dives in with Thompson through traffic, but couldn't get the handball out. And we'll get a ball up still inside the centre square. Here it is again with that reach. From the ball up, this time Burton to Goodwin. Adelaide get the clearance. Bock. He wants Perry, puts it in front of him, gets him on the bounce. Edwards from 60. No one to go to, holds it up. Riley from 60. Loops it over the top to Perry from 45. Will he go for a centering ball? He goes toward goal and misses.
I was just about to say, not the best option to send Ian Perry away on his right foot, but that's not a bad effort.
He's doing it all this afternoon.
Oh, yeah. He's starting on the bench, too. Oh, there you go. The opposition are kicking it to him. You have those days occasionally, once in a career, when you're playing reasonably well and you try and on a kick out, you say to yourself, I'm going to stand out here and just suck in a few deep breaths and give myself a rest. And if you're going well enough, the opposition accidentally kick it to you. You can't get out of the way.
Poor old Shane Parker. He's been too good a player to have that happen.
He sandwiched that one.
Nowhere to hide, perhaps, except in the divot he created there as he kicked it. Perry's got the footy, and he will fire it back over Parker's head. It's just a question of how many points he gets.
Well done.
6.
Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing. Metropolitan Plumbing.
Just a quick reminder that Metropolitan Plumbing can fix leaking taps, block drains, plus hot water repairs and replacement within the hour. All areas, 24 hours, 7 days. Yes, 7 days a week.
Metropolitan Plumbing.
There are no mulligans in football. You don't get to not count that one, unfortunately. Shane Parker has been a great servant of the Fremantle Football Club, but that won't be on his highlights reel at the end of his career. High kick from Riley, inside 50 by a metre, but Cook dropped back and took the mark. Inside 2 minutes to half-time.
But if you were going to pick out a crow to kick it to from a kick-out, you would kick it to Perry. You're going real stiff if he pops it through.
That's the silver lining.
Black goes to Parker. Okay, here we go. That one was okay. Back to Black, the leading kick getter for the Dockers this year, and outside of Peter Bell, the leading possession getter overall. And on the ground, of course, Peter Bell not playing this afternoon. He is the leading possession getter. Pavlich from that contest on the wing. Got it, but got it to Skipworth. Wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire might say ball here. No. Peak not rewarded with the holding the ball decision, and we'll get a ball up on the wing.
Raises a question, just thinking on that. Who is the worst kick we've ever seen in league football?
Oh,
Who would you?
This is a no-win question. Even if we get it right, we offend somebody.
Andrew Dunkley will hate me bringing up his name, but he's got a bit of...
The football equivalent of is my bum big in this.
Jimmy Manson, he'll hate me for that.
Boundary throw it on the outer side.
Come on, have a go, you two.
Carr behind the pack, taken down. Dug out of there by Hudson. Van Berlo. Half-time can't come quickly enough. Skipworth, we're thinking they did. There's Downey, hard against the line. Riley. Edwards comes on a lead. He's got it 60 metres out. Welsh offers. That's ignored. He drops back towards the square now. Meantime, Edwards comes to McLeod. Overcommitted was Carr. McLeod goes inside the 50. Kicks. Hit the post. And if my eyes don't deceive me, it was the top of the fat bit.
Andrew McLeod. The Dockers traded him for Chris Groom back in '94.
I think he said fat bit.
Is that what he said?
I think so.
Thought we were about to break into some Joe Jackson then, Dennis. There's something going wrong around here.
Parker, dangerous kick, given what he did a couple of minutes ago. 8 seconds left and counting. And they might get away with this without a further score being added by Adelaide. Peak has it, half-back flank, and it's half-time.
Well, the bright side, Dino, is in the second half, if the Fremantle Dockers can stand up here, this would be a great win, given the trend that has been set here by the Adelaide Crows. They've played great footy. The Fremantle Dockers have, well, they've held a gun to their own head here, and they are down by 6 goals. It's Adelaide, 8-8, 56. Fremantle, 3-2, 20.
Tonight, easing the pain of Africa's poor, the Live 8 concerts around the world. Asthma proving deadly for our older generation, and the hunt for the driver involved in a high-speed chase.
Local? Yeah, we're local.
Hi, I'm Carol. As owner of Profile Wardrobes, I can assure that we help our customers make the best possible choices when selecting wardrobes for their home. That we turn up on time to give our free measure and quote. That you can see and try the large range of styles and features that make your Profile wardrobe unique. I ensure that quality and value are built into every Profile wardrobe. Call us now at Profile for what's on special this month.
So how's your truck going, Bill? Oh, right. What about yours? Yeah, can't complain. Hey, isn't that Jono? Hey, Jono, get over here, mate. So you've got a new Ford Courier. So, how's it going?
Bloody beautiful, mate.
New Ford Courier. It's got what the others are missing. And now available with a 5-speed auto and a big 4-litre V6.
Oh, nice!
Imagine a holiday home with a few changes every day, where you can get away, yet take all the luxuries with you. Where you can find plenty to do, or just go with the flow. And where anyone with a driver's license can be a houseboat captain for surprisingly little money. Tempted? For a free copy of the Houseboat Holidays Guide, call 1300 665 122 or visit houseboatbookings.com.
Morning, Fresh. Take tabs.
Honey? What is this?
That's a 9/16 open-ended.
Oh, and this?
That's a V8 rocket cover.
Oh.
Geez, they came up beautifully, didn't they? Fair enough.
New Morning Fresh Tech Tabs. Guaranteed performance.
This complete unit comes with DVD burner, 17-inch LCD, colour multifunction printer, internet and Windows XP for $14.99. Grab MP3 players for $89.95. Dual-layer DVD burners, $95. Or 50 blank CDs a joke at $13.50. Now with 6 Superstock stores, there's an A&R near you.
You listen to what the customer asks for and you try to provide the product.
Bare Basics Lingerie.
You'll be well fitted and we know what we're doing.
For genuine personalised service, Bare Basics Lingerie, opposite Dan Murphy's in the Martin Shopping Centre.
Whatever you're dreaming of, our personal loan gives you the reality check you need to buy it. For pre-approval, call Savings and Loans on 13 11 82.
After the battle, Crows coach Neil Craig only on National 9 News. One-on-one, the inside word from the very top. The fallout, the issues, the strategy, the stars. Your AFL station, first for football. Adelaide's National 9 News.
Half-time here at Amy Stadium. It is Adelaide, 8-8-56. Lead the Fremantle Dockers 3-2-20. Lead them by 6 goals as Dennis Cometti nicks off and tries to think of the worst kick in league footy history.
Welsh 2, Edwards 2 and Shirley 2 for Adelaide, and Fremantle, well, they didn't have anyone kick more than 1 goal for them in their last match that they went down in, and same thing this afternoon. So they're still in it, Fremantle, but they really do need to find someone up forward to stand up and take the game by the scruff of the neck.
I'm quite sure that Chris Connolly doesn't coach that way, but they've lost their structure. And Adelaide, well, they got out the blocks pretty early, but then it sort of seized up for them in the second quarter. So they only got 8 at half-time. I thought they played like a team that was a 14-goal-in-the-half type team. And Scotty Welsh got them out of the blocks as well. Looked a very dangerous first quarter, 2 goals in that opening stanza.
They're playing with confidence too at the moment, Adelaide, and that is something that
has grown throughout the course of this season, and right now you just can't see them losing that kind of confidence because everybody's got faith in each other.
When you look at that goal there, I mean, it's kicked by Edwards, and he's got two blokes who were so close to it they could have kicked it, and they're standing flat-footed. There's nothing for them to do. They don't even have to shepherd players away from him.
Burton's in good form, and he won the goal kicking a couple of years ago, Burton, playing as a permanent forward, but they've got so many options. Edwards kicked 2 goals in a row when Adelaide kicked 6 in a row to really put the space between the two teams on the scoreboard. Shirley's been dropping in for a couple, and here's that kick again. It's hard to watch. It's painful to see that because
he has been a good player for the Dockers, Parker, and he continues to do so. I think he came equal 5th in their best and fairest last year. He's been a great servant, and look, what's he going to be? He comes up very close to 200 games for the Dockers.
2 games away from being the first Docker ever to play 200 Fremantle games. So he has been a great player who's kicked many better balls than that.
Absolutely. Nathan Bock, he's taking the kingpin of Fremantle in Matty Pavlich. Just work him under the ball there. Pavlich has had a dip. He's not really getting that much of the footy, but one thing that's happening with the Fremantle Dockers is, as I say, they're panicking as a team, so they're all coming up into the centre of the ground, trying to lend hand, trying to lend assistance, and consequently they are just without structure in the forward half of the ground. Nathan Bock sits back there and picking up kicks.
Can it change, though, Dermot? Can Fremantle turn this around? Surely
it
they
can change. Will it? No, you wouldn't think it will, but they just... Look, the thing is, the overuse here is because each time a player looks up the ground in the... Well, this is a Fremantle Docker in the back line, there's nobody kicking distance away. They're all within handball distance, so they're obligated to try and give that handball because they're about to be tackled. Once again, nobody ahead, nobody to kick to. Now, here we go. No one ahead. He's looked down the line. There's nothing ahead. Farmer's running away from him.
Some of these instances, there have been 50-50 contests ahead, but they're not trusting their teammate in a 50-50 contest to kick it along to them.
Yeah, that's the mindset you get into when it becomes so commonplace to keep the ball in your zone and area and get uncontested possession. And this is great tackling by Adelaide as well. Don't discount their ability to actually hold the ball in.
Yeah. So Adelaide to win? You think it's all over already? I think the Dockers can fight back.
There's no doubt that Chris Connolly will come out with something different, will attempt to come out with something different. Can they do it? We'll find out in the second half. But next, after the break, we've got our Memorable Moments competition.
This week, the big premieres are on 9.
A host of celebrities tackling the world of ice skating.
Skating on thin ice. Premieres 6:30 tonight. From around the world, the quest to make poverty history. 8:30 tonight, Live 8.
This is Nanny 911. The new series fixing families in crisis. Premieres 7:30 Monday.
And from Steven Spielberg for the first time, Taken. 8:30 Tuesday. This week, the big premieres are on 9.
Shelving, fittings and furniture. That's City Shelving. Racking, stacking, archiving and moving. That's City Shelving. Free on-site consultancy, new and second-hand. And we're very price competitive. Shelving, storage or handling answers for factory or office. That's City Shelving.
Get into Gaswold for all your power tools. Get the legendary Makita 10-inch slide compound miter saw and score a bonus Makita 7-inch saw valued at $190. Get into Gaswold, Adelaide, Paraka, Lonsdale and St Mary's.
10 questions, 60 seconds, $1,000. Tomorrow morning at 7:35, Mix 102.3's Kim, Ali and Dezeldi play the $1,000 minute. Tomorrow on Mix 102.3.
The stylish new Kia Cerato comes with cruise control, 2-litre motor, air conditioning and remote keyless entry. All the features you would expect of a much more expensive car. But beware, you'll probably get used to expecting a lot more for your money.
It's the Sunday Mail Food and Cooking Show. We're serving up the best in food, wine, cookware, kitchens and a whole lot more. Royal Adelaide Showground starts Friday. Bon appetit.
Summer's over, but not the gigantic price reductions at Tile Wizards. Grab first grade floor tiles at $14.50 a square metre, laminated flooring $19.90, and polished porcelain floor tiles out at $23.50 a square metre. When it comes to tiles, you can't go past Tile Wizards, now at 4 big locations.
At Kitchen Depot, you'll find the kitchen of your choice from just $3,400. Order now at Kitchen Depot at Bunnings and we'll install your new kitchen free of charge. Kitchen Depot, exclusive to Bunnings Warehouse Mile End or online at kitchendepot.com.au.
The Toyota AFL season brought to you by our telecast sponsors A&R Computers, Midas Car Care and Industry Super Funds.
Sunday football action coming to you from Amy Stadium. It is the Adelaide Crows by 6 goals at half-time, 88-56 to Fremantle, 3-2, 20 multiple goal kickers. Tyson Edwards, Rob Shirley and Scotty Welsh out of the full forward goal square, 2 apiece. Well, last week's winner of the Memorable Moments competition is Moment A, the great E.J. Witten's lap of the MCG in the 1995 State of Origin game between the Vics and the South Australians. A moment none of us shall ever forget. The great E.J. Witten. We all shed a tear that day. Now, here is week 12 of the AFL Toyota Memorable Moments competition.
The AFL has a long and rich history of over 100 years. Now, the AFL is giving you the chance to vote on the most memorable moment in the history of the game. Over the next 15 weeks, the top 45 moments will be revealed. Each week, 3 moments will be presented for voting. Here are this week's 3 nominations for the Toyota AFL Most Memorable Moment. The quality of Adelaide's performance in winning back-to-back AFL flags in 1997 and 98 can never be underestimated. In 1997, under Malcolm Blight, they won 4 matches in as many weeks to come from 4th to win that history-making flag. 22-year-old Andrew McLeod was the star in both of these premierships. On Grand Final Day 1998, he persevered with an injured knee, but that did little to hinder his blinding pace and brilliance as he gathered 15 kicks and 15 hand passes and, in a little bit of football history, won the Norm Smith medal for the 2nd successive year. The Roos and Crows both had the wobbles in front of goal. At half-time, Carey's Kangaroos looked to have kicked themselves out of contention with 6-15. In the wash-up, both sides would score 30 times, with the Crows winning by 35 points. Blight's Adelaide became the first expansion team and the first team since Hawthorn in '89 to go back-to-back.
As time goes by, you'll look back, and especially in '98, we travelled for 5 weeks in a row, including the grand final, to win that, and I think that's going to be a long time before a team travels 5 weeks and wins a grand final.
For die-hard Victorian football fans, 1992 was the year the game changed forever. The year the mighty AFL Premiership Cup was transported interstate for the first time. A vanquished grand final challenger in 1991, the West Coast Eagles of Mick Malthouse defeated minor premiers Geelong twice in their 92 finals campaign to underline their right to become the best in the land. On grand final day, 95,000 watched as Peter Sumich and Peter Matera provided the firepower up forward with 11 of the Eagles' 16 goals, while Geelong's expected match winner Gary Ablett was held to 3 by the Eagles skipper John Worsfold. 19-year-old Ashley McIntosh was brilliant on Billy Brownless, while Glenn Jakovich had the tough job of handling Barry Stoneham. Down by 2 goals at half-time, the Eagles, with Norm Smith medalist Matera running rampant, ran away with the game by 28 points. The cup accepted by Worsfold and Malthouse to the joy of every West Australian. With tongue-in-cheek, Brisbane went in search of the Lee-Peat in 2003. 3 in a row under their inspirational coach Lee Matthews. Not since Melbourne in 1957 had a league team twice defended their championship status, and in 2003, after losing to Collingwood in the qualifying final.
And a breakdown on the tape there. But you get the deal there. You can view all of those options there at afl.com.au. Here at Amy Stadium, it's the Crows by 6 goals.
National 9 Newsbreak, brought to you by the Nissan X-Trail. Only Nissan takes the compact 4-wheel drive to the extreme.
In National 9 News tonight, the world's biggest gig. Live 8 concerts rock the world as millions tell Africa's poor they want to help ease their pain. Asthma is proving to be a killer disease for our older generation as an increasing number of people over 55 become asthmatics. The hunt for a driver involved in a high-speed chase, he fled, leaving his car and stolen goods behind. In sport, Venus rises again. Venus Williams has beaten Lindsay Davenport in the ladies' final at Wimbledon, and a controversial tie in the Tri-Series final between Australia and England at Lord's. Details for you at 6.
Food that fails the test. Popular meals that can make you sick.
At these sort of temperatures, you can get E. coli and listeria.
Monday, a current affair with Ray Martin.
I'd like a fixed home loan with the lot. Low interest rate, no establishment fee. And 4. Actually, make that 5 years. How long will that be?
Conditions and minimum amount apply.
The new hot, fresh toasted subs are here. Subway, eat fresh.
The stylish new Kia Cerato comes with cruise control, 2-litre motor, air conditioning and remote keyless entry. All the features you would expect of a much more expensive car. But beware, you'll probably get used to expecting a lot more for your money.
Celebrating the launch of SA's biggest ever interest-free offer. A massive 5 years interest-free. That's 5 years interest-free on widescreen plasma and LCD TVs. Get a new lounge or bedroom suite with 5 years interest-free. Plus, radio rentals guarantees to beat any price. With 5 years interest-free at SA's biggest electrical retailer, you'd be mad to shop anywhere else.
Oh, have a look at that. He's been absolutely poleaxed. Oh boy, how tough are this Midas team. They have completely smashed the opposition in every facet, from mufflers, brakes and suspension. They even have logbook car services that won't void your new car warranty. Well, they've certainly kept me in suspension. Is there nothing this Midas team can't do? Something our viewers can do is call 136432 for total car care. And you know what they say, trust the Midas touch.
Selling your goods to cash converters is easy and convenient. We love the things you no longer want or need. And remember, we request 100 points of ID and record every transaction. Cash converters, a better way to sell and a great place to shop.
Tonight from Wimbledon, the men's final. Roger Federer takes on Andy Roddick in a massive centre court showdown. The men's final tonight on 9.
Someday I will be here, baby. Someday I will be the one, babe. Someday I will be here, baby. Someday I will be the one, babe. Someday I know that you love me. Someday.
Welcome back to AAMI Stadium. 56 plays 20 here at halftime in favour of the Crows. Some of the former Crows players on screen there in the halftime break playing Auskick with their kids. Rod Jamieson, Scotty Lee from former players with the Adelaide Crows. Well, in the halftime break we ran out of, I suppose, the sticky tape broke on the tape there for the memorable moments competition. Let's run the last one again and show you that we broke down in the Moment C, Brisbane's win of their 3rd consecutive flag there. So Moment A, Moment B or Moment C. SMS 194499. You can also view that at www.afl.com.au. Let's go down to the boundary line now. Jason McCartney.
Yeah, Doom, I think you guys pretty much covered it at half-time. As poor as Fremantle are playing at the moment, it is only a 6-goal margin. So Chris Connolly has been very positive at half-time. Talked about just winning this quarter. If they can win this quarter by 2 or 3 goals, they do come home with a slight breeze in the last quarter. No injuries to speak of down here, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Chase. Well, look, they cannot play as badly. They really became a structureless team through panic through the players out there on the ground. Sometimes you've got to trust your teammates further up the ground to commit to their job, to win their job, and sometimes they're going to get beaten in one-on-ones. Don't leave your post to try and save it.
I was talking to Dwayne at half-time. This part of the sort of football lexicon we have now about kicking to a 50-50 situation. I mean, rarely on football fields our situation's 50-50. I mean, if you're carrying the ball downfield, you've got a bit of time and you've got a one-on-one up the field, you kick it to the advantage of your teammate at 60-40 or 70-30. I mean, we've got down this path and we just take it now as being, yes, that's the accepted thing, when you question it, it's not.
Yep. You see the body structures, the shape, the abilities, well, even at full forward for the Crow, for Fremantle. The pace of McFarlane will worry Ben Rutten if they can put it into space and let him run to it.
36-point lead to the Adelaide Crows as the ball stumped into the turf to start this second half. Longmuir into the ruck, nearly got the takeaway. Schofield game 200, couldn't. Shammer through traffic, got it to Black, wide handball. Grover leads in the race, and it's that for him. He gets a Shepherd, looks upfield. Now he's got the opportunity to kick to the right side of a 50-50. Misses McFarlane's lead, coming hard and getting back in defence. Bock over the top to Rutten. Here they go on the open side, Adelaide, and if it bounces, Thompson's away, and it bounced. He decided not to bounce. He short passed to Edwards, and he has it on the wing. Tyson Edwards, a couple of goals in the opening half. Chips it back again to Thompson, who won Melbourne's best first-year player. And he was at the Demons, and he has been a great pickup this year, Scott Thompson. Good tackle on the boundary line and the ball out of play. And we'll get a ball in. McGregor laying that one on Shammer, who's been tackled a few times this afternoon. Fremantle bench to start this second half. Pick Mundy, Sandilands and Johnson.
All inexperienced except, well, Sandilands is not an old man, but has a bit of experience, but the others are babies in this game.
Longmuir knocked it down, Hazelby. Shammer played it pretty well, still in trouble. Carr goes to Cook. Cook's hand pass wide of the target. Now McLeod about 20 metres out to Shirley. Check side is not quite good enough. It hit the post. That was clever though. Jason?
Yeah, Andrew McLeod, he's done the job on Jeff Farmer in the back pocket. They've now released him to a midfield role. They're really looking to surge this third quarter.
Interesting moments ago, that tackle on Shammer really underlined perhaps something we've not played up enough in the first half, the tackling of Adelaide. That was a great tackle by McGregor. Normally a player would wriggle free. He didn't. This is Hazelby.
Well, they laid 17 tackles for the first half, the Adelaide Crows.
What about Freo?
Only 11. Well, they got 7 in the second quarter, and, well, they just didn't have it. They had to do something.
Black. Short of the man it was intended for Headland. No real contest there. Van Berlo took the mark. Comes across the ground. Hudson for a shooto. Nice work, Henschel, just forward of the centre circles to half forward. Now it's 2-on-1 here. McGregor thought about going over the top. Now the moment his pass goes to the side instead. Perry, who's been pretty good, sends it long down towards the kick-off line. Welsh could have almost got a free end again. Nothing doing. But it's taken across the line by Dodd under no pressure. Welsh pleads his case. I think held there and perhaps held again. Well, the ball's out of bounds in any case.
Dangerous throw-in. It almost goes to the top of the square.
Hudson tried to take it away from Longmuir. Thompson caught in the tackle by Dodd, not going anywhere. Will get a ball up.
When the ball is that close to the point post for an over the boundary line throw-in, you're of greater benefit to rush the point. The ball's alive, it's close to goal, and it's directly in front when it's thrown in.
From that ball up, Henschel tries to burst through, thought about getting it out to Hudson, was caught. Umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt, and the umpire will have to do it again, umpire Goldsmith. Saw the Adelaide bench, and Dodd now picking up Tyson Edwards, who was coming off a good first half.
They could have conceded the behind their doom because they've already got the handy point.
Yes.
6-1. Very astute. Hudson knocks it down. In goes Grover. Hudson's over the football. Grover's over him. And it doesn't come out, at least initially. It doesn't come out at all. We've got a bounce. There you go. Just pushing himself off Grover. It was Hudson.
Got one back.
Cook. Oh!
And
50 metres as Cookie was trying to wriggle free. No doubting the free kick initially. And really, Edwards, that's got to be 50 in its own right. Edwards not in the contest. Just grabbing Cook. So the 50 takes Cook up towards the wing. Bit more spirit so far from the Dockers. 8-9-3-2 as Cook sends it down towards half forward. Over the top, the big leap came from Pavlich. McLeod, though, in pole position, breaks away. A couple of bounces. He's got himself a convoy. Running up towards half forward, comes out wide to Bock. Bock tries to pull it back towards the middle. Clever kick, Rashid out of McLeod. This deserves a goal. Can he finish? Yes, he can! Oh, wonderful goal, Adelaide. One of the best of the season.
Okay, so I'd like to thank Mick for his kind words. It's all lies, of course. And I'd also like to give you people one last piece of advice. Listen, I'm retiring on a big super payout because Cbus looks after this industry. We pay low fees, the profits go back to us, not shareholders, and that adds up. So stick with Cbus. And now, I'm out of here. You beauty!
Cbus, the industry super fund for building and construction.
If anyone ever asks, what do you do when you look up and there's no one ahead of you? You get that piece of tape, and that's what you do. Team play. McLeod again out of the middle. Edwards inside 50, shrugs an attempted tackle, goes to Henschel, and he bangs it home.
It's A&R Stocktake Sale. We've turned our stores upside down and found stacks of computers, notebooks, goodies and gadgets that have all got to go. Like this computer pack with a massive 19-inch LCD, DVD and CD burner, multifunction print copy scan, internet and Windows, just $16.99. 50 blank DVDs, $27.95. 128 meg MP3 players, $59.95. Or computer desk and chair, $159. Hurry into A&R Stocktake Sale for store-wide savings. And now there's an A&R near you. And now there's an A&R near you.
Just the quality of that McLeod goal was something of a backbreaker for Fremantle. Back in the middle. Quick goals to Adelaide. Shirley dishes it off. Thompson almost through. Still he goes. Rashudo in trouble at centre half forward. Tries to feed the hand pass away and is holding the ball. Well, they were lucky the first time, not the second. Black. Gave it across to Shammer. And Shammer goes to Black with a kick. He runs up towards the wing. Cook. Thornton back to Cook. Fraught with disaster. Well, maybe this is a mirror image. Black runs inside the 50. No.
It's obvious that Cookie is under instructions. If there is somebody, even in his opinion, who's in a slightly better position,
I think it's somebody
he's
with
to give it to them.
Somebody with a foot.
And they are to kick it. It was just too obvious then he had opportunity to kick it, and he wouldn't.
That'll go close.
Wide to Bassett.
That'll shake your confidence when the coach says, if you see another player out there, Troy, with a foot, don't you kick it, you give it to him.
It happens to play there, hence our question before half-time, and you still haven't come up with any names, do you?
I'm shaking it, boss.
Bassett, who's played every game this year, gives it over the top to Simon Goodwin. Shirley beaten for it by Murphy. Looks inside 50, sees a couple of options, goes wide, makes it extremely tough for Polak. Getting back was Bock, rolled it towards Hudson and the boundary line. And we'll get a ball in.
Graham Polak's approach to the ball, then he looked like he had a metal rod running down his spine. Just didn't bend.
Dropped for disciplinary reasons for the Sydney game, drinking while injured, but there was no waffle that round, so got to have a holiday in Sydney with his partner. From the ball in, Shirley, Matner, Farmer, hasn't seen a lot of it this afternoon. Laid the tackle. Ball comes up to Shirley, bounces it towards the wing. McGregor and Murphy kept it alive. Well played. Schofield spears it to Hazelby. It opens up now. He's got some space. Goes with a long high kick towards full forward. Pavlich! And he just held it long enough.
That'll hurt. Little nudge out as well just before he got there with 1 or 2 steps to go, Dwayne. Watch it here. Just shifts Benny Hart off the line. Benny saying, hey, there's the push in the back here. Watch this. Yeah, left hand to the side of the shoulder, but good take anyway. Watch the left arm. There.
Oof.
Oh, get off the canvas for that one.
That's a lot of pab to bounce, isn't it?
Yeah. That is a, what is that, Dennis? A suplex?
Well, sort of, yes. Came off the top rope more particularly, Derb.
Already has one this afternoon, Matthew Pavlich, 22 for the year. Second behind Jeffrey Farmer on the Dockers goal-kicking table. And he threads it. And keeps a slim hope alive.
Hungry Jack's where it's at.
The big juicy burger that started it all. The Whopper.
I like that.
100% flame grilled beef with all the trimmings.
Love it at Hungry Jack's.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
You listen to what the customer asks for and you try to provide the product.
Bare Basics Lingerie.
You'll be well fitted and we know what we're doing.
For genuine personalised service, Bare Basics Lingerie, opposite Dan Murphy's in the Martin Shopping Centre.
So the Dockers looking better despite that scoreline, 10-9, 4-3. They've been outscored in this term. It sounds a bit strange, but they're putting themselves about a little more. Kick comes from Van Berlo inside the forward 50, and McGregor takes the mark. 40 metres out, so maybe I spoke too soon. McGregor.
The body was too big, 2 paces, and Murphy couldn't get to that. Once he's up there, he's just looking at between the shoulder blades of Ken McGregor, Ryan Murphy.
Dwayne made the point before. Much underrated player, this guy. He's been a really valuable player over the last couple of seasons. And you just think he's going to get better.
He just needs tips in his hair and white boots.
Not that sort of player.
Right. Okay, maybe he should.
48 metres out. Kicks, and kicks truly. He's blue collar.
Heard about Kev? No. Rumour has it he's never done it.
Really?
Not interested, apparently.
Must be a genetic thing. If you haven't played Keno, you don't know what you're missing. Keno, win it by the minute.
Metropolitan Plumbing.
Metropolitan Plumbing can fix leaking taps, blocked drains and hot water heaters within the hour. All areas, 24 hours, 7 days.
Metropolitan Plumbing.
Only missed one game this year, Ken McGregor. And he has had a good season so far on the Adelaide Crows. They win this game. They're second on the AFL ladder and looking ominous. Maybe even looking at a home final at some stage of the finals. Maybe even a home preliminary final if the AFL can get that deal done before this year's final series begins. Secondary ball up. Jeff Farmer just the 2 disposals for the match. Sandlands, the knockdown to Carr. Cook just got the kick away. The race on. Almost picking it up was Mundy. He had a look around at Hart, who was coming hard. Pack over the ball. Hart wants it. Polak lays the tackle. And we'll get a ball up. About 80 metres from the Fremantle Dockers goal. And Chris Connolly is a man who'd like to see that score close up come the next 11.5 minutes of play. He must be under a lot of pressure back home.
Bounce. Hudson only as far as Headland, who pulls it back inside the forward 50. Pavlich nowhere to be seen. Charging through down there, McFarlane. At the back now, Pavlich lays a tackle. It comes to Bock, though. Well worked once more. Rutten gave it to Bock. McLeod sends it towards the opposite pocket. Chance for Black on the right boot, though. Looks for the kick-off line. Pavlich! Well, it's a bit like Field of Dreams, Derm. Build it and they will come. Just get it to Pavlich.
I'm quite sure that the attention was being taken by Polak, so getting to the right position there. He attracted a fair bit of the bodies going at that footy, and Pavlich was able to come over with an uninterrupted run at the drop of the footy.
They need him kicking goals. His career best, 6 against Collingwood, round 7 this season. And now he's got 3.
Radio Rentals are celebrating the launch
of SA's biggest ever interest-free offer. A massive 5 years interest-free. That's 5 years interest-free on widescreen plasma and LCD TVs. Get a new lounge or bedroom suite with 5 years interest-free. Plus, radio rentals guarantees to beat any price. With 5 years interest-free at SA's biggest electrical retailer, you'd be mad to shop anywhere else.
So the former Woodville West Torrens boy from just up the Port Road from this venue keeps Fremantle in the contest. Captain this afternoon, and they get the takeaway. Annabelle, of course, not playing. Shammer went back to Cook. Get it down to Pavlich in a hurry. Long, high kick. He's under this one. Almost. Didn't quite bring it down. Ball towards Burton. Over the top to Rashudo on the corridor, opens up for Rashudo. Spearing pass, and he finds Hetchel on the lead. He looks up, and he's got the running Matner. High kick from his boot. Perry inside 51 grab. He was held by Thornton. And Ian Perry will get the free.
He had Thornton with his back to the flight of the ball, so once that happens, it's a wonderful position to be in. Thornton cannot see the flight of the footy, so he has to do something to Perry to unsettle his approach, his attack on the footy, and he just gets a bit exuberant.
Good to goal in the second term, Ian Perry.
Gee, that's a good percentage.
Yep.
Possibility for Ian Perry.
The left foot starts and
that's
left,
wide.
brings it back. That is a superb kick straight over the goal umpire's hat.
With 30 seconds to go, they need to move the ball quickly. Never write this Midas team off. Bang! Long ball into the goal square. Whoa! What a grab! Sensational stuff. Get into Midas and grab a Midas car service from $99. They even have logbook car services that won't void your new car warranty. That would have to be the grab of the year. For total car care, call 13 64 32. And you know what they say? Trust the Midas touch.
Marching out to 48 points now. Hudson up early. Sandilands took it cleanly. Kicked it down towards half forward. Burton, good one. And now Matner. Little chip out wide. Van Berlo, the former West Perth player, has got it just forward of half back. Goes to Bock. Bock pulls it back towards the middle at Shirley. Barely to 15. Shirley, runners left and right, decides to kick it. Kicks it short. Riley comes up and takes the mark. Still inside this centre square.
He just came on. Poor Mark Rashudo.
Was looking for Perry, and why not? Well played. Thornton got in front, knocked it down to his own advantage. The spot to be. Black back to Thornton. That's untidy. That is very untidy. Hazelby knocks it out of there. Sandilands crumbing it like a rover. Thornton, Hazelby. They've had 20 possessions, and they're still in the same spot. Chance for Shammer. Not easy in there, though. We're not mocking them. Over the top, Perry. Comes out the back, Edwards. Good pressure from the Crows. Around the corner, Thompson dropped the mark. Hard against the line. Still kept it in, then flicked it across, looking for McGregor. Slipping in there, Black. Well, no room to operate, and so it proves. Eventually it goes across the boundary line. Well, I would have thought close to 10 possessions.
Yep.
In the same, 3 or 4 metres, as it turned out. That was the end result. Not pretty. So a boundary throw in.
Sandilands to do the ruck work against Hudson. Hazelby, McFarlane, and backwards to Grover. Runs himself through trouble. Just ran his full 15. And the ball towards the wing will be gobbled up by McLeod. And they will reload Adelaide. McLeod looks up. Ken McGregor leads. High leap by Hetchel over the top. Farmer gets back, helps in defence. Cook, Mundy. Down Murphy, caught by Hudson. What a tackle. It's a throw, and Hudson gets the free. Oh. Big Ben Hudson, a rare 24-year-old draft pick from Queensland, went to Werribee.
Can he load up from here?
He can. There's a big kick. Decides to pass it. Yeah, that's a shocker. Grover, boundary line, and ball out of play. Went to Werribee, where he was born, just to play a season of football down there, Ben Hudson, and was picked up by James Fantasia. He said, I think this boy can play, and brought him to Adelaide, and he's playing some very, very good footy. Played every game this year.
Immediately onto the bench. He's had enough, at least for the moment. Now, free kick is going to Sandilands. I think that last kick from Hudson showed finesse is not his go.
Be interesting to watch him have a distance kick next to Shane Parker in similar fashion.
He actually didn't
That was
start,
just one kick there. Now, come on.
start playing footy till he was about 15, so maybe the skills are still being learned.
Longmuir gave it to Medhurst. Sees the goals and has to have a crack. Going back is Murphy.
They're actually playing a little bit like junior footy at the moment when the junior coach sets a few jumpers out across the centre square and says, don't go past there. Turn back around and just play in this half of the ground.
Here's Black. Got it from Sandilands. Sandilands has worked tirelessly this afternoon.
He might become a little bit unbalanced here because they're forward of the centre.
Mundy got it from Shammer. That's a good-looking kick, a probing kick. Pavlich up in front, had it fisted away, but still there's crumbs to be gathered. Unfortunately, it was gathered by Rutten, who hammers it up towards the wing. Opportunity there for Dodd to send it back in, goes short, Farmer has it.
But you're right, it just looks dangerous. Even though there was crumbs there, it needs somebody to run to it. Pavlich offers a lead now.
Farmer comes back. This is Blackwell. From that crumbing situation, they actually had 3-on-1 on the ground. Unfortunately,
play too.
Rutten got the football. Now we've got Dodd and Carr working on Thompson. Meanwhile, Sandilands has got the football. It's not exactly the ultimate insult. Open your eyes, 16. Now Murphy has got the ball on the outer side. And what are the umpires doing here? It's going to be a free kick in the goal square to Pavlich, I think, after all of that. So there were little scrub fires all over Amy Stadium. And the end result is Matthew Pavlich will kick his 4th goal. So was Thompson penalised for something that went on the wing? I'm not sure.
Wrestle?
Certainly was.
It was
with the angry tablets.
Yeah, well, here's Pavlich. Dockers will take them any way they come. Matthew Pavlich has kicked 4 goals.
Take home all the latest products, ideas and advice in building, furniture and decor, kitchens, home improvements, outdoor living and more. There's nothing you can't achieve after visiting the Master Builders Building and Home Improvement Show, July 8 to 10.
Hungry Jack's, where it's at.
The big juicy burger that started it all. The Whopper.
I like that.
100% flame grilled beef with all the trimmings.
Serve it at Hungry Jack's.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
He's a fighter, Scott Thompson. He's up there with Jeff Farmer as far as frees given away this year. He's also given away 20, make that 22 now as he gave that one away that helped Pavlich get his 3rd goal for the quarter and 4th overall. Good tackle laid by Headland. Goes in head first. Headland swings onto the left and kicks his best goal of the year.
Hey. Full credit to the Dockers.
Yep.
And Pavlich has been terrific. He played a strong tackle, and as a result, Headland able to bullock his way out of the pack as Hazelby boots it down towards half forward. Van Berlo goes back. Can they get the next one? Headland has inspired himself from 50 metres out. A little too much inspiration there, though. Had more time than he knew. It's out of bounds on the full. Des Headland, quiet today. He was dropped, played for Subiaco, played well, was included in the Dockers, I think it was round 11 team, and pulled out at the last moment. Came back against the Kangaroos, so hasn't played a lot of football. Out of the back pocket. Van Berlo's put it straight out of bounds, so Dockers ball. Another goal will pull it back to 30 points. Driven deep into attack by Carr. Pavlich in the pack, surrounded by Crows. Van Berlo's over the football, needs to be careful. Is that holding it? He went after it again. And the umpire says we'll ball it up.
Let's have a look at this. This was to the side of the ground here. And it ended up resulting in the Pavlich free kick.
From that ball up, Prosciutto, Burton, Doughty, Edwards, And now McLeod gets the kick away towards the midfield. No one home for Adelaide. Bouncing ball. Dockers have the numbers. Getting there first was Grover. Spins around, has a bounce, runs himself into trouble. Caught by Madna. The turnover. Great tackle. Henshaw's away. He can have another bounce if he wants it. The lead comes from Perry. Field opens up for him, and he chips the ball to McGregor. Oh, dear. The Dockers had the momentum, had another chance. McGregor chips it to Perry.
Oh, he's in his good zone too. Look, you feel for Grover that they probably would have thought, let's take a few risks in the second half. He backed himself in. Perhaps he backed himself in against the wrong type of bloke. Matnick is quick. Not genuinely quick, but quick enough, and he can lay a tackle.
So Ian Perry with that magnificent accuracy rate from this spot on this ground with this breeze. Runs over that 5 and the 50, and he has missed to the near side.
I want to say too, McGregor, who kicked it to him, Ryan Murphy stood about 7-8 metres goal side of him the whole time, thinking, if he goes long, I'll run back and I'll be the third man on the scene. What he needed to do was stand close enough to McGregor so the kick couldn't get to him for a start. Does that play on?
Absolutely right, dear. Both respects there. Shammer's got it. Had to come up and man up. It was there for an eternity, wasn't it?
Just be close enough that if the ball hung in the air for 2 seconds, he could threat.
Yeah. Schofield on the outer side. Little check kick over the top, and the mark is taken by Grover, keen to make amends. Headland has got busy, pushed as he kicked and was pushed in the back. It goes down inside the 50. Doughty did well. Bassett, hard. Well, that's a clever kick. That is a very clever kick, like a man standing in glue, the way he brought that right foot up. So dainty, but so effective. Doughty combining there with Van Berlo. Took a Dockers bounce, blacked as Sandilands. Doesn't stop trying, comes to Mundy. The Dockers enjoying their best spell in the game right now. Black to half forward, Pavlich, clever. Now, how will they call this? Pavlich is going to get the free kick. Well, they would have thought perhaps there was some advantage in Pavlich going back and running onto the footy.
Yeah, there was that one because he was in space. It would have been a harder angle.
Pavlich appeared to throw his head back as if he thought the free was against him.
He probably thought he was going to get done for shepherding the space then, but he only stopped his run because the kick was overcooked.
Yep.
Thank God Cookie didn't kick it.
You don't always know, though, in that situation. Pavlich runs around the man on the mark and kicks a wonderful goal. He's got a handful.
3, 2, 1, go! Radio Rentals are celebrating the launch of SA's biggest ever interest-free offer. A massive 5 years interest-free! That's 5 years interest-free on widescreen plasma and LCD TVs. Get a new lounge or bedroom suite with 5 years interest-free. Plus, Radio Rentals guarantees to beat any price. With 5 years interest-free at SA's biggest electrical retailer, you'd be mad to shop anywhere else!
4 for the quarter, 5 for the game, 3 in a row. Now for the Dockers with Pavlich leading the way, their captain in the absence of Peter Bell. 82 plays 51, an important 2 minutes to three-quarter time coming up. Rashudo goes wide, finds Skipworth, caught by Mundy. Handball back to Rashudo. Chips the kick back into the corridor. Doughty with some space to Goodwin, and he uses the space for a bounce. He chips it inside 50, aiming for Welsh. Too easy.
So clever though, Dwayne. Scotty Welsh had Parker running towards goal as Goodwin was streaming forward. And Simon Goodwin is such a good long kick on the run. Someone like Parker knows that that's within Goodwin's thought process to go at goals. So he doubles back, leads up the ground, and Parker, well, he's trying to guard 2 things at once, the goal face and Scotty Welsh.
Kicked Adelaide's first goal of the afternoon. Chance to slot one through inside 2 minutes to three-quarter time. And that was never in doubt. Welsh has 3.
Hungry Jack's where it's at.
The big juicy burger that started it all. The Whopper.
I like that.
100% flame grilled beef with all the trimmings.
Love it at Hungry Jack's.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Need a loan or some money in a hurry? Where can you get an instant cash loan against your quantity unwanted goods? Instant cash loans at Cash Converters. Just another good reason to visit your nearest Cash Converters store.
And I think an indication too, Doom, that Sandilands is pretty tired. I mean, he's done it all by himself. Probably when Goodwin was coming down the ground, he needed to backpedal and get back a little bit closer to the pair that we're talking about, Welsh and Parker. Here's Henshaw. Henshaw finds a way through an almost wonderful tackle. McFarlane got him down.
That was a super tackle, wasn't it? Henshaw gives the... I didn't like that, but I don't think it'll worry him.
Shammer comes to Sandilands, who coughed it up. In goes Carr. Goodwin didn't have a football. No free kick. Opportunity for Biglands, kicks it down towards half forward. Thompson outnumbered. Unkind bounce runs away from he and Thornton and goes across the line. So 43 seconds to go in the game. Now, Goodwin was tackled without the football before all of this. An advantage wasn't paid, simply it was all ignored.
Yeah. Carey for the last couple of minutes thought he's in the Ramsgate car park.
Yeah, he's getting grumpier. Boundary throwing.
They should just give us a little bit of a byplay here and put Rue on him.
Sandilands again directs it down. Riley, claimed by Dodd, wrestled to the ground.
Good tackle.
Holding the ball, says the umpire.
They're doing all right here, the Dockers. This is very, very well done.
Showing a lot of heart, but of course they started from a low base. That's a pretty tough call by the same token. What's Pavlich done? 4 goals in the term?
Yep.
Carr getting some booze.
Good on you.
Yes, they do have long memories.
Nothing wrong with being public enemy number 1 in a foreign state where your team's home.
10 seconds remaining. Can they stick a score? Burton. Higgins to Rashudo. They need a mark here. Spearing pass. Thompson. 1 second. Needs to get the kick away. Does get it away. Rolls it home.
No score.
They might count it.
No.
No, they won't. Okay.
Good execution, though, wasn't it? Very fortunate there for the Fremantle Dockers, but the call was correct. The umpire was within metres of the kick-up, so they both would have heard the siren at the same time. They both know. Not much of a protest from Scotty Thompson either.
Umpire James was halfway between the kicker and the goal, and he immediately waved it off.
Yep. Chris Connolly, well done in the 3rd quarter. He had his Fremantle Dockers up and running and having a real dig. But it is still the Adelaide Crows by 37 points here at 3-quarter time. Adelaide 13-10, 88. Fremantle 8-3-51.
Tonight, easing the pain of Africa's poor, the Live Aid concerts around the world. Asthma proving deadly for our older generation, and the hunt for the driver involved in a high-speed chase.
Local? Yeah, we're local.
If you love keeping fit, then you need to run into Fitness Warehouse. Take the first step in your fitness routine by visiting the friendly staff at Fitness Warehouse. Make your resolution a reality. Get the whole family involved in a fun, fit, healthy lifestyle. For helpful advice, a great range of products, drop into a Fitness Warehouse store and see for yourself. Fitness Warehouse. If you have the commitment, we have the equipment.
Sonata, evolved driving from Hyundai.
The Specialist Dealers Network, your friends for auto needs. Chainsaws, blowers, ride-on mowers, eliminate those weeds.
Get the legendary Still Farm Boss MS290 with no deposit, no interest and no repayments until 2006, plus a $66 carry case free.
They're everywhere, they really care, their backup will exceed. The Specialist Dealers Network, your friends for auto needs.
And what else do you like to eat, Wally?
Cockroaches, except their legs get stuck in my throat.
And what do you like the least?
Banks rejecting me for a loan. Me, a risk? Sure, it's not the most conventional job, but it's a job. Thanks. Read my lips.
Have you been over to the mainland with Sea-Link again, Sophie?
Yeah, Wally, so what?
We don't go there to see them, they come here to see us.
People aren't coming to KI to see us, Wally. They're coming because right now, if you book 3 nights, you get the 4th one free.
And what about the ferry fare?
It's half price. If you buy one, you get one free, and you get a free passport full of discounts. That's why people are coming here, you Wally.
Kangaroo Island can't come to you, so why not come to KI? Call Sea-Link on 131301 or your travel agent.
The Cornu latest and greatest catalogue is out now. Huge savings store-wide. Chase Suite, only $8.99. Bed and bedsides, $1.99. Workstation, save $5.08, only $1.99. Plus, no interest and no payments till 2007 with no deposit. The Cornu.
After the battle, Crows coach Neil Craig only on National 9 News. One-on-one, the inside word from the very top. The fallout, the issues, the strategy, the stars. Your AFL station, first for football. Adelaide's National 9 News.
The 2005 Toyota AFL season brought to you by our telecast sponsors Hungry Jacks, Amy and Radio Rentals.
Welcome back to Amy Stadium. 3/4 time in the story so far. Mark Rasciuto normally puts his head where Angels fear to tread, puts it into Shirley. Had to come off through the blood rule, and then a chance for Robert Shirley to sneak one home from close range. And then a turnover from the kick-in. There's been a couple of these today from the Dockers. Tyson Edwards with one of his 2 first-half goals at a quarter time. Adelaide led by 20 points. Shirley then slotted home his 2nd for the game. And the Adelaide Crows looked like extending their lead big time. Their biggest opposition was, in fact, each other. Hart and Perry knocking each other over, and then Shane Parker just popped this kick to Ian Perry. How easy do you like it? Just manning the zone. Adelaide by 36 points at half-time. And then after half-time, some McLeod magic. The quintessential superstar, 2-time Norm Smith medalist. The team goal here. They get it together. The 3 of them, Bock, Rasciuto, back to McLeod. That's as good as it gets. And that's why it's a full house here at Amy Stadium every time the Adelaide Crows play at home. The only man keeping Fremantle in it to 3/4 time, Matthew Pavlich, captaining them in the absence of Peter Bell this afternoon. 5 goals for the game for Matthew Pavlich, 4 of them in that 3rd term. 3/4 time, 37-point lead to Adelaide, 13-10, 88. Fremantle, 8-3, 51.
Just news from the MCG, the Western Bulldogs and St Kilda. Nick Brevolt, the champion centre forward for the Saints, and we believe has popped his AC joint. 2 to 4 weeks they expect him to be out for.
Back in the middle to start the final term on Sunday football. The umpire will bounce it again. Margin 37 points. Adelaide have led all day. 20, 36 and 37 at the breaks. And here's some vision of that. Hargrave, from a Perth player, takes him down. Came down on the point of the shoulder. And Burlow to Burton, did pretty well as he fell to the ground, found it again, goes back to Hart, swings it out wide, good one.
That was a fresh air. That was a fresh air shot by Brett Burton, having a kick. I've seen that before.
Yes, good one. He got busy when they were challenged in that last term. That's crafty. Goes short towards half forward, pitched in front of McGregor, loose ball to be won. Headland fed it back to Carr. Carr was taken high. He'll get the free kick, played it well to Hazelby. That was premature. Hazelby holding it there. Full advantage. I'm not sure what happened there. The umpire just let them go.
He threw it. The umpire said it was a handball.
Yeah, okay, is that what happened? Well, that defies description. Coming up the mark is taken by Bassett. It certainly was holding the ball against Hazelby. Burton, the umpire initially should have, I think, brought it back to Carr. Beautiful finish by Burton under the chest of McGregor. So it matters not. Justice is done.
Oh, have you ever seen a team shoot themselves in the foot like that before?
They're out of ammo.
Oh, well, stamped on their own foot then. The ball's in the air. I mean, if he just goes back at that stage, I mean, there's a time to play on and a time to give lots of small possessions, you know, short possessions. But when there is arguably 24 players within a 10-metre circle, it's not the time to handball off.
No, down on one knee. Anyway, McGregor directly in front. Easy for me to say anyway. Puts it through. Adelaide get their 14th.
Hey, Trev, I've noticed a pattern.
Yeah, what's that?
My house at Goodwood burned down. My house at Norwood burned down. My house at Blackwood burned down. And every time I've been burnt by the insurance company. So, no more suburbs with wood in them. I'm moving.
Where to?
Burnside.
2 goals for the afternoon to Ken McGregor. It's his 7th season on Adelaide's list, but only 24 years of age. Still got plenty of good football left ahead of him. Bigland's in the ruck now. Hazelby tried to slip it to Schofield, and the ball rolled out. Good tackle laid, and how will the umpire see that tackle on Black? And we saw it 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. He'll bounce it. Looked a little high at the start, and then almost looked a little bit like he took the tackler on.
They're an interesting mix, Adelaide Crows, aren't they? They're predominantly an uncontested possession team now, but they are a very good tackling team on the other side of the equation.
Carr slipped the kick through traffic, but Burton, he got the handball and it found Van Berlo, bounces it towards half forward. Parker back to Carr, about to get caught by Thompson. Schofield. Now the umpire's found a free play on advantage. Schofield's kick was advantage. Mundy takes the mark in the middle of the ground.
Mundy looks down towards half forward in the direction of Longmuir, outnumbered, fell over. Rutten juggles the mark, releases McLeod coming up from the back pocket. Short one to Rashudo, midway between the lines, half back and wing. Edwards. Sandilands is drifting back. Edwards plays short of him though, comes to Perry. Perry comes back to Edwards. Sandilands should be in a play here if he can get across. He won't get across in time. Welsh was up. In comes Carr. Goes around Sandilands. Short one to Hazelby. Black has it now. Farmer needs to get on his bike towards the outer side and offers something in the back pocket. This is Dodd. Now Farmer starts to run. He's bypassed though. Going back is Bassett. Oh, well done. Well done. Bassett tangled initially with Medhurst, but kept his eye on the football. Wonderful concentration. And McLeod, ever dangerous, just pushing up from behind. Meantime, Bassett goes again. Oh, like a rubber man. Crash test dummy style football, this from David Bassett.
Oh, fair bit of...
Let's get a test.
Air time. And he knows that you're commentating, Dennis, so he's going to give you a good look at him while he gets up and recovers.
Nothing like that understanding between player and commentator, Durb. It's a wonderful thing. Bassett's got the ball out there at right half forward.
Sixth sense.
Yes, he's a beauty though. Comes back to Biglands. Talk about wholehearted. He's like Troy Cook for Fremantle. The kick comes inside the forward 50. McFarlane took the mark. Comes out wide to Carr. Heard the voice. Schofield has been quiet. Now Shammer decides to run beyond the wing. There's nobody forward for the Dockers. Nobody inside the forward 50. Shammer had to hold it. Goes to Black. Went too far. Well, the problem was he was thinking it through, and he was a little confused by no purple, red and green up ahead. Out of defence comes Goodwin to Rashudo to Rutten.
Shouldn't have got lost though, Dennis, because he's got that GPS under his jumper. Kick toward half forward. Perry gathered the crumb. Handball not so good. Schofield going 200, not a memorable one for him. Hazelby and Carr, the 1-2.
See, that kick should have gone to Farmer straight away. There was no need for the initial handball.
Longmuir. Now Farmer. Can he set something up? The lead comes. Sandilands. 52 from goal. He looks up. Got a target inside 50 and hits it. It's Polak. And he hits Black, who's got a smaller leg and a longer distance to kick it.
He's got the more central cross-de-joue hairdo as well, streaking down the back. He has got a very good kicking boot on him. That's good run, though. They ran forward very well with it that time, Fremantle Dockers. Last two thrust forward, even just that overplay by Shammer. They have run in support very well, the last two forward thrusts.
Current and former Docker. Original move from Fremantle, helping the Dockers get Jeffrey Farmer. And from 50 metres out, that's why Polak gave it to him. Straight through the middle, his first.
It's A&R's stock take sale. We've turned our stores upside down and found stacks of computers, notebooks, goodies and gadgets that have all got to go. Like this computer pack with a massive 19-inch LCD, DVD and CD burner, multifunction print copy scan, internet and Windows, just $16.99. 50 blank DVDs, $27.95. 128 meg MP3 players, $59.95. Or computer desk and chair, $159. Hurry into A&R's stock take sale for store-wide savings. And now there's an A&R near you.
Interesting to note, since half-time, both clubs have kicked 6 goals. Biglands wins it down to Rashudo. Matner. Van Berlo. Nobody near him. 30 metres in the clear. Can stop, check. Now he goes. Well played. Got around Polak. Searching kick to half-forward. Longmuir should mark. Missed it. Lurking behind McFarlane. Got a hand pass away to Cook. They look fresh enough.
Yeah.
Schofield. Interesting kick, made it awkward there for Peake, who's outnumbered, and there's quality in the numbers around him. But Hazelby took it away from Hart, comes across towards Carr, taken down, backing out of trouble. There was Headland. Chance for Mundy. Down he went, jumping on top is Shirley.
Now the Fremantle Dockers definitely look better in general play with Longmuir as the ruckman, but in the centre circle they're much better served by Sandilands in there.
Kick to full forward. Pavlich, what a wonderful mark. Mundy was awarded the free kick. He didn't take it. And Pavlich, after the quick kick in, I think Headland was the man who did take it. And that is a splendid mark. That is a lot of humanity to launch. And he gets very high. He's kicked 5 this afternoon in a virtuoso performance, certainly since half-time. Matthew Pavlich. Often neglected when people talk about the outstanding centre-half forwards in this competition. He's right up there with the best. Kicks the goal. Well, that was close. That was close.
Heard about Kev? No. Rumour has it he's never done it.
Really?
Not interested, apparently.
Must be a genetic thing. If you haven't played Keno, you don't know what you're missing. Keno, win it by the minute.
Hungry Jack's, where it's at.
The big juicy burger that started it all. The Whopper.
I like that.
100% flame grilled beef with all the trimmings.
Love it at Hungry Jack's.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
6 goals to Matthew Pavlich, 4 of them in that third term, and 12 minutes 26, 1 more goal, and we'll give you a time enough if they're good enough. Don't want to beat up their chances, Fremantle, to the extent that you get annoyed by us, but they are a slim chance if they continue to play this footy. And they get a free kick out of the middle. So the handball off from Carr is good. Black over the top. High kick by Peake to the top of the goal square. Farmer stays down. Ball to Polak. He goes it. There is time enough, and they might be good enough.
New push-to-talk, video streaming, megapixel camera, high-resolution display, music player. The Nokia 6230i phone. Nokia, connecting people.
Hi, guys.
Fremantle have kicked 6 of the last 8 goals. No doubting that one straight through the middle. Biglan's reacting. He should have marked it. He knows that. Pavlich's goal was a goal on our replay, but gee, it just snuck in. And from our vantage point, it appeared as though he'd missed. Here's Black out of the middle. More important things to play for now as Fremantle continue to surge forward. Goodwin gets back across half back. Polak closing. Goodwin kept his head, hugs the boundary with a kick. This is remarkable stuff. In front, knocked down by Dodd, taken by Rashudo. McGregor gets a hand pass to Edwards, comes to Burton. Burton 70 metres out, vacant goal square, but his kick is wide at the mark and goes out of bounds, which is a good result for Adelaide. Well, they had every reason to turn it up. There's Shammer and Medhurst on the boundary, but they didn't. And that says plenty.
And McFarlane in the defensive goal square against Ian Perry.
It could change the face of their season here. Fremantle, Mundy, Longmuir, Sanders through traffic from up high. Longmuir grabbed by Henschel, ball in the middle of them. The umpire will bounce it, just to show some fight.
Polak coming off, and Michael Johnson will come on and play forward now.
Bounce. Biglan's knocked it down, but Dakar to Thornton. Wide, McFarlane. Sandlin's over the top.
That's constructive.
And it opens up. Headland's an option if he wants him, but it's a one-on-one. Headland v Van Berlo. He doesn't want it, and he turns it over. Shirley was there. Cook was the intended target. He dives through court. Ball knocked up to Matner. He threads a handball backwards again, and they get it away. Shirley, Rashudo, Goodwin, not 15, play on. Tackle was good from Peake. Back to Rashudo, back to Edwards. That not 15, play on. Edwards' kick, wide towards the wing, all the way backwards to McLeod. He looks up, he's held up. Now he wants to play on quickly. Kick nearly smothered, goes long inside 50. Free kick, and it goes to Dodd. It's against Thompson. Free kick to the Dockers.
What is the free kick total?
He works Thompson underneath at a fraction, and Thompson just pulls him to ground more through frustration.
Here's Mundy.
Oh, that's a great shepherd.
It was on Biglands. Mundy goes down towards half-forward, juggled by Johnson.
Didn't see it.
There's no doubting it was a free to Dodd earlier. There goes the kick inside the pocket then. Going back, Pavlich went hard on Hart. Van Berlo forced to concede a behind.
That is the first time today that Adelaide have just conceded anything. This is a great shepherd. Legal, to the body, selfless. Well done, Cookie.
As Rutten running at half-back. We've got a game of football out of virtually nothing. Rutten runs up to the wing, looks down towards half-forward. Terrible kick. Wells gathered it nicely. Couldn't shrug the tackler, but got the hand pass to McGregor. Measures the kick inside the 50. Thompson has it now. Riley runs on. Thompson did not play on. Stayed on the line. Cocked the arm. Free kicks, Fremantle 23, Adelaide 11. And I think everybody in this stadium knows they're about that. They don't have a statistician. Here's Thompson. Back. Edwards, 60 metres out.
Fremantle players flooding back. Crucial seconds ticking by. They had second spot on the ladder secure, Adelaide. They had the 4 points. They might still get them, though. They're still in the box seat, of course. Short pass to Riley. 94-70. 24 points. 8.5 minutes. Riley all the way back to the middle of the ground. And the mark taken by Rutten. He chips it to Farmer. And he cuts it off, and he hasn't got a lot ahead of him. Looks up, he's got Pavlich. He'll have to mark this. No one else home for him.
Just hold it. He should settle down here.
Looks at Black, and he can run if he wants to. He wants to go with a long kick. Farmer's got a couple to beat. Can he beat them both? McLeod's one of them. Got a kick away. Rolling ball. Chance here for Hart. He gets the kick away and finds Goodwin. And the Crows on the rebound in space.
Couple of bounces by the veteran. Kicks it beyond the wing. Thompson and Thornton cleared the pair of them. Thompson does a U-turn and tracks it back, but the boundary line wins. And suddenly, for the first time this afternoon, Neil Craig with a few concerns. And the crowd getting very involved.
Better get some advice.
That's right. I'm holding my breath. I tell you what. Boundary throw in. Hudson, Sandilands has been good. Hudson won that one. Thornton trying to slap it out, gathered by Thompson. Thompson comes back towards the middle. Here's Hart. Can he manufacture something inside the centre square? Steps around Peake, 70 metres out, goes for the spiral. He knew Longmuir was back there, but it wasn't a good kick. Didn't connect sweetly. Longmuir comes to Dodd. Fremantle have got the run. Dodd comes to half-back, lays it off. Mundy's been good. Still Mundy goes, needs some support. Just gets free, has a bounce, goes across to McFarlane. You want hard work? This is the epitome of it. Murphy thinks McFarlane hasn't done enough. Went back to him, Palmer jumps in, gives it to Mundy. Down towards half-forward, Pavlich, playing all of Adelaide. Did well, gathered by Schofield. That will do. Buys some time, it bounces out of bounds. Let's go down to Jason.
Yeah, Neil Craig, he sensed the urgency. He's taken Nathan Bock off Pavlich and he's replaced him with Ken McGregor.
Must be two Fremantle Docker players somewhere because Pavlich has got 3 men on him at the moment.
Well, they know they're going to him every time, so somebody has to get clever, get side on 30, 40 metres away, but forward of the ball.
17 minutes played, 7 to go, final term. Goodwin chips it over the top to Riley. Thornton's got him. Riley kicks, but to Shammer.
The pressure helped then.
Out of side, Shammer has Black, and he wants him. Thornton's still there for him. Looping handball over the top. Thornton can bounce. Doesn't want to because Matner comes at him. On the outer side, Peak. In bright sunshine now at Amy. Peak back to Shammer. He's got Murphy. Kick a little wide. Murphy forced to work and got there just before Skipworth got him.
Gee, there is a real sense of urgency now about the Crows because they're playing the game in their back half of the ground.
Still over 6 minutes to go. Up hands. Longmuir snaps. I doubt he'll score. And in the pocket, Pavlich. Pavlich has plucked it hard against the boundary line. He's booted 6. What will he do here? Just take your time, son.
He kicked one of the great goals that we've seen in the last 2-3 years from this pocket, from a boundary line throw-in, which we were calling.
Here he goes, little left footer. He can do no wrong. That is wonderful. He's got 7.
At Kitchen Depot, you'll find the kitchen of your choice from just $3,400. Order now at Kitchen Depot at Bunnings and we'll install your new kitchen free of charge. Kitchen Depot, exclusive to Bunnings Warehouse Mile End or online at kitchendepot.com.au.
70, 80, 90% off rug sale.
Don't waste your time at the 90% off bullshit rug sales. Direct Rug Outlet is celebrating its 3rd anniversary with a giant, genuine 30% off sale on already rock-bottom prices across all stores. This Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday only.
7 goals to acting captain Pavlich. 4 goals in a row for Fremantle. And the equation is 3 goals, 5 minutes and 46 seconds. Bounce. Sandlands has been getting his hand on the ball a bit. Doesn't take possession. Slaps it forward. Hoping for a teammate to pick up. Peak had it but lost it. Ball still in dispute. Van Berlo. Got a push in the back. Umpire spotted it. And the Adelaide Crow fans happy to see a rare free kick their way.
Gee, there's some unsafe hands in there from the Adelaide Crows now under pressure.
Van Berlo goes short. Riley hasn't Goodwin been good, particularly when the challenge was issued by Fremantle late in the 3rd term. Pavlich comes up to work the mark. Riley wants to go. Kicks inside the forward 50. Getting back was Dodd. It was intended for Perry. Camped over the football, McFarlane pushed off the line. Skipworth, Dodd did well, got it to Thornton. Now Shammer, heard the voice from Hazelby. Now suddenly the hand passing is not too bad. Shammer sent back cleverly to Hazelby. Look at them run, the Dockers. Here's Murphy, still deep in his own defensive area. The clock, the enemy of the Dockers now, comes across the ground. Grover has it. Grover's running up towards the wing. Where's Pavlich? Not to be seen at the moment. The short one comes to Johnson. Johnson between the lines. Fremantle showing a lot of heart. Back to Longmuir inside the centre square. Now they play the Pavlich card. Goes in his direction. In front. Wanted a free kick. Nothing doing. Farmer the beneficiary. Gets the crumb and fell over. A lot of talent in there. Over the top was McLeod, was holding the ball. It certainly was. Advantage is paid. And Bassett comes away bouncing.
He looks up. He doesn't want to turn it over. In fact, he and Matner were chatting about it. Let's not give this away, let's hold it. And they do. Matner, Skipworth, Matner. Oh, wide ball to Riley. He runs inside 50, lines them up, and winds it out of bounds on the full. And it's a 3-goal margin. Even the behind would be handy with 4 minutes left on the clock.
Well, fight, Parker.
There's a fight at centre-half forward for Adelaide.
And that's another one. That ended up as well with Farmer and McLeod.
Meantime, the game goes on around them. This is Grover. Just over 3.5 minutes to go. Fremantle threatening. 18 points the difference. It's been terrific. Here's Pete. Mind you, Adelaide very good early. But the pendulum has swung. Pete goes down towards full forward. Pavlich could have almost got a free there. Nothing doing. Taken by McGregor.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's thrown it.
Wow. Advantage not paid, Parker. Or rather, Farmer has check-sided a goal, but it's coming back in any case to the Dockers. Yeah, that's a throw. No doubting that.
Wally Lewis would have been happy with that.
Well, you can't speak too highly of the Dockers. And Pavlich once more comes up with the football going at his 8th. Already a career high this afternoon.
Was it not Polak who laid the tackle?
Yes, it was Polak.
I thought it was too. I thought it was another player, but... Well,
he sneaked around. The umpire blows time on and says, come back.
Well,
do that again, and he calls play on.
Well, Pavlich isn't going to argue because it's not his anyway to have. He's incognito. There he is from 20 metres out. This to make it 12 points. Pavlich has got 7. Or is it 8? He's got 8.
Here's a wingnut come up with the idea of coming over here. On you, spuds.
Sparkles back there.
Hang on, boys. You're Jake. The biggest whinger I've ever heard in my life. See, well, you didn't wait.
Great idea to come out here, Spark.
Stop your whinging. That's it, boys. We're going back to Vic.
They've bought it!
When you live in the driest state on earth, you don't want anyone else drinking your beer. West End Draft.
Adelaide coach Neil Craig has just brought Mark Prosciutto back on the equation. 3 minutes left. 2 goals the margin. Ball back in the middle. Full house here at Amy Stadium. They might all stand shortly. Sandlin's in the ruck, beaten for it by Hudson. He was tackled, but he took it out of the air. That's a free kick.
Now, what should happen now? He should swap with Longmuir. Longmuir should then go to the mobile ruckman after this.
Sandlin's finds Peake.
He's been good, this kid.
The son of the gun.
He's tackled hard. He's had a diff at it.
Long kick towards Pavlich. Where is he? They don't need him. Polak's got it about 25 metres directly out.
Never seen anything quite like this.
Benny Hart just assumed because they were so deep in the pack, he didn't have to go with Polak. There's the takedown, and it hits the floor first before he lays boot on it.
Well, he probably does need to repay back a debt to his coach, Chris Connolly, Graham Polak. They've had faith in him, first draft pick, 4th overall back in 2001, and he has just slotted it through. He's got 2.
The stylish new Kia Cerato comes with cruise control, 2-litre motor, air conditioning and remote keyless entry. All the features you would expect of a much more expensive car. But beware, you'll probably get used to expecting a lot more for your money.
It's a goal, the difference.
It's all about centre bounce clearances now, and that's why Sandlands is in there. If the ball goes into the back line, where Longmuir is better at chasing it around, the game's lost anyway in this time. It's about the centre bounce clearance, and Sandilands is exceptional at it. He's got his palm to the ball first, more than anybody else on the ground, and he's put it down the throats of his teammates. Heath Black will come through and skirt the back of this pack, looking for the Fremantle handoff.
The Adelaide Crows led by 49 points, 6 minutes into the 3rd term. Now the difference is just 6. Over 2 minutes to go. Sandlands has been terrific. Hooks it down behind. Hazelby taken down. Had it a while too. Got the hand pass away. Gathered by Black. Black hooks it towards half forward. Camped underneath it. Bassett. Would you expect anything else?
No, he was always going to just say, here I am, eyes on it, and gives the old crew it a rub. Take some punishment.
Well, the Dockers have kept on coming this afternoon.
It's got ugly in it.
You can't interpret it as Doughty takes it across the line. Any other way than they've played for themselves? Yes, certainly, but also they've played for the coach.
Now here comes Sandilands. Here's Tap. They've got to get numbers around this footy for Adelaide Crows. Otherwise, Sandilands is going to spear it down a throat.
So big for the Crows this now. Winning, they're in second place. It falls behind the pack. Over the ball is Carr. It's locked in there, and it's not coming out. Just watch the umpire. Did he whistle time on? Yes, he did then. Belatedly, we lost a few seconds. That old grey area we keep talking about. Black leads the way with 35. Bounce on the wing. Just over a minute to go. Barnstorming finish at Amy Stadium. One down by Sandilands into the path of Hazelby. Forward come the Dockers again. Kick inside the forward 50. And Henschel deep in defence. Spent most of the afternoon on the forward line, but it's all hands to the wheel now. Henschel at centre-half back.
Yeah, he's been pushed down there as the extra man.
Told to play on. Comes to Riley. Goes back to Henschel. Henschel a little chip out wide. Finds Rutten, and he's up from half-back.
He marked it at 51 seconds, counting down.
You would sense a draw would almost be a victory for Fremantle this afternoon. This comeback has been awesome to watch. Rashudo wide, ball to the boundary line, and the clock will stop. We'll get a ball in.
Time enough.
1 goal the difference. 27 minutes played, 34 seconds remaining, and they've put Rashudo, the general, back into the middle of it. Sandilands, important takeaway here. Schofield gets it, kicks toward half forward. Doughty couldn't quite grab it. Black's got it. They've got him. 20 seconds and counting. The umpire calls time off. Umpire Goldsmith.
When you think about the decision-making process by the Fremantle Dockers at the start of this last quarter to give a goal away on the half-back line, the very first one for the Crows, that's when they cost you. Times like now, that's when a goal back then costs you.
Clock restarts into the last 20 seconds. Sandilands knocks it down. Rashudo goes in. I think he wants a ball up. It comes to Hudson. Feeds it back. Taken by Matner. Gets a hand pass away to Hart. We're down to 8 seconds. Goes forward to Shirley. They're going to win the Adelaide Crows and move to second. Rashudo around the outer side. Adelaide, hang on. There's the siren. Who would have thought it? 49 points up early in the third term, 37 up at three-quarter time. And what a performance by that man, Matthew Pavlich, in a losing cause. He finished the day with 8. The crowd are not happy with the umpires. And certainly Fremantle, plenty of free kicks this afternoon. Listen to this reception for James Hedden Goldspink. Fremantle throwing everything as Adelaide started to wilt at the Crows in the dying minutes, but unable to get across the line. Heath Black, most possessions this afternoon there on the right. Up come the umpires. But the Adelaide faithful need to content themselves with the fact they're in second place tonight on the AFL ladder, and that's terrific. Who would have thought that coming into the season? That's unexpected. Just as Fremantle's fight back was. Let's go down to Jason.
Well, Andrew McLeod, how can you explain that last quarter?
Oh, mate, I don't know. It's just we're just happy to take the win. I think that's you know, probably a bit disappointing. We weren't probably good in the areas, you know, the 1%ers and non-negotiable stuff that we talk about, and yeah, you know, they came back, but you know, they've been under the pump a fair bit, and we expected a response, but you know, that gives us something we have to work on now, I suppose.
And the win actually gets you to outright second place on the ladder, so that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I suppose, you know, it's good. The most important thing is to win at home, and something we've failed to do in the past. So keep winning at home. You know, that puts a lot of pressure on everyone else.
And you look to be really enjoying that roll, back pocket, and a run on the ball as well.
Yeah, I tried to put my hand up on the ball there for a couple of minutes, but yeah, nah, really enjoying myself back there, and you know, we got a pretty good back six.
Well done, Andy. Go and enjoy it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jason McCartney. And Andy McLeod, the superstar that he is and continues to be. When you break it down into isolation, they've won by 1 goal. It is 6 scoring shots. It's 6 behinds. Now, that in itself is a little bit of a story, but if you take it back a further step, the amount of goals that Adelaide kicked because of Fremantle's purely poor decision-making at times, this game was there for the taking for Fremantle. They're out of it, and they gave it to the Crows on a plate because some of their decisions, not because of their endeavour, well, after quarter time at least.
A nice situation in its way, as remarkable as it sounds, for Neil Craig, because they've fallen away this afternoon. They've got Hawthorn in Launceston next week, and they can really get on their back now. They're second on the premiership table. I mean, they can take a lot from this in a rather perverse sort of way, and I think it's sinking in now that their climb up the AFL ladder continues. And where does it leave Fremantle? I mean, Fremantle is in such a state at the moment. I think a lot of their supporters will say, well, yeah, but what about the first half? I think they're almost in a no-win situation. And yet I think back to their first final when they were humiliated by Essendon at home and applauded off the ground. They're a very hard crowd to please back in Perth, but they should be pleased with this. That was all about heart. And I think a commitment to the club.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. I mean, there was an inkling of it when they got a bit of run early in the last quarter then, that they might be able to come home relatively strongly with their run, but gee, it had nothing to do with ability really in the final scheme of things.
They just came face to face with the reality of where they were, I think.
Yep.
Don't you?
But if you absolutely, they certainly did.
And they had a bloke by the name of Pavlich.
Oh, well, they've got to play somewhere, the superstars. They're lucky they've got one.
But he took the game by the scruff of the neck. 4 goals in the third term. In fact, 7 of his 8 goals after half-time.
Yeah.
And that was the story. Had Pavlich not starred for Fremantle, they would have been a long way away.
But it's the age-old adage that they have to play somewhere. He happens to be with them. They've got their personnel. Let's discount whether they're lucky or not to have him. They've got him. The thing I go back to is the decision-making process. When Josh Carr, who's an experienced player, handballs off his knees after receiving a free kick in a pack of 20 players at the 2-minute mark of the last quarter, and it costs a goal straight off. That is purely a decision made by an experienced player. That's a goal, the only goal that Adelaide kicked for the quarter, and you could argue that has cost them the game.
But is that a decision made through reflex of a guy that's been brought up in Port Adelaide's game plan style? Possibly. To quickly give it off in the back line, to quickly try and start it.
But you also take on the surrounds of where you're at.
Exactly.
And Fremantle, I would say if you isolate that area 40 metres from defensive goal to 60 metres from defensive goal, I would say that if you plotted everybody's handballs in the league of 16 comps, 16 teams in the comp, Fremantle have more in that zone than any team, or than the rest of them put together. And that's where he was when he gave it off.
But I think we saw enough today when they were playing well from the Adelaide Crows to suggest that they're for real too. They've got a real claim on this premiership crown, which speaks volumes for Neil Craig. The transformation job he's done, or certainly the way he's continued, if you like, depending on which side of the coin you're debating this, the work that may have been done ahead of him, I'm not sure.
71 points is their average margin scored against them, and defensive teams play very well in finals footy.
His impact on this club is profound.
Finally held up in the air. We'll wait for the boys. Wait for the first one to lead them into chorus. It's got to be the Roo, doesn't it? Big red snoz on him now. Yes, come on, boys.
It's hard to sort of muster the enthusiasm in this situation after that sort of last quarter.
The Adelaide Crows, after owning the game by 8 goals at one stage late in the third quarter, they get home by a goal in the end. It was Adelaide 14-10, 94 to Fremantle 14-4, 88.
Best side. Thousands of entries, but we have our 2 winners, Poppy.
We have indeed. I was just checking them on
the camera down to catch up with Brett Biglands.
Thanks very much, fellas. In association with the Port Adelaide Blue Light Disco and here at the Adelaide Football Club, we've got a Blue Light Disco coming up on the Thursday the 14th of July in the Shed. It's going to be a great night for the kids aged between 10 and 17. There'll be a heap of Crows players on hand to help out, including Ryan Fitzgerald as well, who'll be dancing the night away. Coke have also helped out with some great prizes, a great DJ, lighting and plenty of giveaways. Corey and Poppy and I and all the guys remember how much fun Blue Light Discos are. I'm sure you guys were younger, you would have worn those flare pants and partied all night. But anyway, this blue light disco will be an absolute beauty. Don't forget, Thursday, July the 14th, tickets available at Bass, $10 each, plenty of Coke with lime on board to help you get through the night. Numbers 131246, we'll see you there.
Yes, thanks, Rhett. You did used to carve up the...
You should see what we do for $75. The ProFix 75-point super service. Book in quick because ProFix can't hold the price down much longer.
Next time you need to let off a little steam, come to Michelle's Patisserie for a coffee and a slice of our cake of the day. Just $4.90. Michelle's Patisserie, simply irresistible.
New Mitsubishi Fuso Canter with advanced safety, comfort and handling. It's what drivers have been hanging out for. ABS. Please, not so squeezy.
Greetings from Springfield with Simpsons figurines $2 each. 24 limited edition figurines to collect. 8 new Simpsons figurines released each week. Stocks are limited, so hurry. Plus, grab a Simpsons DVD for $10. Simpsons figurines and DVDs in stores now.
Once upon a time, there was a restless, sniffling baby. Then the baby's mother discovered Vicks Baby Balsam. With rosemary, eucalyptus and lavender. Soon the baby was relaxed and they lived happily ever after. Gentle, calming Vicks Baby Balsam.
Marty, where are you? Urgent response required. Oops. An email from Marty. Meeting with the board this morning in ASAP. Suki, that Marty's a real go-getter. You could learn a few things from him.
Board, meet Waves. Now you can email whenever you want at broadband speed on any 3 mobile. It's fast, simple, and just $3 a month for unlimited emails. The only network with fast email on every mobile.
Coming from Finland to the big Australia land, we never see anything Finnish. Till one day, my wife, she say, "Otto, I find Finnish sauce." And then she show me the ing, silly. But the sauce, yum. Then look, it's like little jug. Our friends, they also say yum. And we say, "Oh, yeah, mate, it's Master Food's Finnish sauce." And every time we're laughing. Perhaps it's just Finnish humor.
Time to review the top stories. Police have revealed that 3 men were involved in the abduction of a 16-year-old girl in the southern suburbs and that she'd been blindfolded.
An urgent Industrial Commission hearing has been called for Friday in a bid to avert the planned teachers' half-day strike on Tuesday.
Friends of missing biker Steve Williams have given up hope of finding him alive and are now convinced he was murdered. The news comes as major crime detectives searched an industrial dump south of Adelaide after being told of a putrid smell. They found nothing. A driver accused of killing another motorist at Parafield Gardens was allegedly speeding and 3 times over the limit. Courts also heard that Henry Love had been disqualified from driving only 5 days before the fatal crash.
47-year-old Paul Ferraro died when his car was shunted into a power pole from behind. The victim's wife witnessed the horrific crash. Elizabeth Court heard today 41-year-old Henry Love was behind the wheel of the other car and had been drinking and speeding. The head of police traffic operations was in court to mount opposition to Love's bid for home detention. The prosecution claiming Love had a blood alcohol reading of 0.17 and his car was doing 100 kilometres an hour in an 80 zone. It was said that Love's driving history had shown a complete disregard for other road users. If convicted, he faces a long custodial sentence. The prosecutor said Love was a distinct danger to the community when it comes to alcohol and motor vehicles. He was serving a 9-month disqualification at the time of the crash, had 5 previous convictions for drink driving and 1 for driving while disqualified. Love's lawyer said a home detention report prepared during the past week approved the proposed address where he'd stay, and this should allay police fears. But the magistrate was not prepared to accept it. The victim's son happy.
I'd like to thank the police for all their efforts, and I'm happy with the outcome today.
Police also pleased.
He's a danger to the community on the road. He shouldn't be on the road. It's a good decision.
Rick Teague, 10 News.
The family of hit-run victim Ian Humphrey has told the Royal Commission that police showed no interest in arresting the man who killed him. They've described the investigation as ad hoc, leaderless and flawed.
Up until now, Di Gilchrist has been a silent witness. The widow of cyclist Ian Humphrey and mother of 2 hasn't missed a day of the Royal Commission in 7 weeks. Today, her lawyer Michael Birchall told the inquiry police simply didn't try hard enough.
A singular lack of interest in Mr McGee and finding his vehicle.
Conveying too the family's reaction.
They have been devastated by his death and devastated by the circumstances of his death, in that he was left for dead.
Mr Birchall described the investigation as ad hoc, leaderless and flawed, rejecting police claims understaffing contributed to obvious failures. He said senior officers didn't realise why it was crucial to arrest McGee at 9 p.m. instead of 2.5 hours later.
He may have been slurring his words. He may have had an unsteady gait. He may have had more obvious signs which could have properly been led in evidence at his subsequent trial.
Adding most people would have put 2 and 2 together.
Or the person on the Clapham omnibus would have thought, why did this man abscond?
The Humphrey family also want the Commissioner to recommend that a new offence of causing death by negligence be established to ensure that in the event that evidence falls short of dangerous driving, tougher penalties can still be imposed. Tony and John Zizamu's lawyer also urging Greg James to ensure witness interviews are recorded and that at least 2 police officers are present. Louise Gorman, 10 News.
Teenage girl has demanded an apology from Adelaide police after officers stormed her 18th birthday party. She says her guests did nothing wrong but fell victim to heavy-handed tactics.
Sarah Hunter's 18th birthday party photos at the Christie's Beach Masonic Hall last Saturday night portray the trouble-free event she'd planned so carefully. Sarah and Karen, her friend's mother, did everything they could to keep it safe, including registering the night with police.
I registered it with Partywise because the people who hire the hall out ask you to.
We frisked the kids on the way in and we had a strict you couldn't leave the hall.
But everything went terribly wrong, sparked by a brawl between 5 men who weren't at the party at a nearby servo. One hit a police officer with a baseball bat and was subdued with capsicum spray.
That offender had fled with OC spray contaminated on his clothing into the Masonic Hall.
But Karen says he never made it inside.
One of our guys disarmed took the bat off the bloke that was coming towards us trying to get into the hall.
She says police stormed in and capsicum spray filled the hall.
A lot of people were panicking. Nearly everyone was coughing. People were trying to look after the asthmatics.
In a crowded environment with men and women and children at a public function, that is one of the areas where pepper spray would not be administered.
2 teenage boys were arrested, but officers didn't find their intended target.
I want an apology and I want these 2 lads let off their charges.
Police are investigating. Gerda Yatsikovsky, 10 News.
Russell Crowe's New York phone tantrum could be worse than first reported. The lawyer for Crow's victim has given a blow-by-blow account of the incident as he prepares to launch a lawsuit within days.
After he finished striking my client with a telephone, knocking him to the ground, causing my client to lay there bleeding, Mr. Crow then threw a ceramic bowl at my client's head. Thankfully, it missed my client. And then Mr. Crow, rather than seeking aid for Mr. Estrada or calling for help or trying to assist him in any manner, turned, saw two hotel employees standing there in shock, and took a bow. That's how proud he was of his behavior.
It's not yet known just how much money they'll be seeking. Crow also faces a maximum 7 years in jail if convicted of assault.
It's been a big day in sport. Mark Aston, it just got bigger.
George, news is just breaking that Frank Farina has been dumped as Socceroos coach, and we're just 12 months out from the World Cup. Soccer in chaos at the moment. Also ahead, the Crows and the Power return to the track, which is good news. And Ashes aggro tempers flare as it hots up in England.
There's nothing police hate more than a cop killer. But did he deserve this?
My client was shot 41 times.
Thursday, a killer's been caught, but it's the police on trial.
You plan on blaming the cops?
Did you ever see a better piece of evidence?
It's the show that exposes courtroom manipulations. It's Law and Order's most gripping series yet.
They destroyed this man's life, and they will pay.
All new Trial by Jury, 9:30 Thursday.
Fulham Funerals. Our family serving your family.
Next time you need to let off a little steam, come to Michelle's Patisserie for a coffee and a slice of our cake of the day. Just $4.90. Michelle's Patisserie, simply irresistible.
Marty, where are you? Urgent response required. Oops. An email from Marty. Meeting with the board this morning in ASAP. Suki, that Marty's a real go-getter. You could learn a few things from him.
Board, meet waves. Now you can email whenever you want at broadband speed on any 3 mobile. It's fast, simple, and just $3 a month for unlimited emails. The only network with fast email on every mobile.
Good.
The new hot, fresh toasted subs are here, like the chicken and bacon ranch sub. Toasted hot, inside and out. Subway, eat fresh.
Tonight's Sports Report is brought to you by Subway Restaurant's new fresh toasted subs. A great new taste no one can resist. Subway, eat fresh.
Hi folks, first to a breaking story, and Frank Farina has just been sacked as the national soccer coach. It ends a tumultuous 6 years in charge of the Socceroos. The final blow came at last week's Confederations Cup in Germany, where the team lost all 3 matches. The lowest paid international coach, Farina, survived a disastrous World Cup qualifying loss against Uruguay 4 years ago. Soccer Australia has finally run out of patience with Farina and has just held a news conference in Sydney to announce his termination. Well, Australia's Andrew Bogut has made sporting history on one of the biggest stages in the world. He's become an instant multi-millionaire, picked #1 in the NBA draft in the United States.
It's the moment Andrew Bogut became our newest sporting millionaire.
The Milwaukee Bucks select Andrew Bogut from Australia and the
This is just a dream for me come true.
Standing at towering 2.13 metres, he's to be the new secret weapon of the Milwaukee Bucks. A contract reportedly worth $18 million in the first 3 years, with corporate sponsorship raking in tens of millions more.
As he was growing up, he said, I'll be in the NBA one day, and it's finally happened, and still it feels like a dream.
While here in America, he can't seem to put a foot wrong. At home, it seems to be Bogut's mouth, not his newfound fame, which is dominating the headlines. The 20-year-old star making one insulting gaffe after another. Backstage, the first thing he did was call Australia, apologising for his cocky claims that he was the best Aussie basketballer in history, saying he couldn't be compared to the greats such as Luke Longley or Andrew Gaze.
And I'd like to apologise for you guys sincerely, because that wasn't what I meant. And I'm very proud to be an Australian basketballer.
If you've got to talk yourself up, you've got to talk yourself up. And the way he's talking, I'm looking for genius. The signs aren't good so far, but...
Gaze was more forgiving, hosting a breakfast in Bogut's honour in his hometown of Melbourne. His grandmother centre stage there, his parents front row in New York.
You've never had this excitement in your life, except like when you get married, when you have children.
It's guaranteed to be a night he'll remember. At just 20, he's still too young to have a beer to celebrate his success in America. Besides, he has no time for a hangover. Bogut is flying to Milwaukee tomorrow to meet his new teammates. In New York, Lisa Goddard-Rolls, 10 News.
And disappointment for South Australia's Luke Schencher, overlooked in the NBA draft. At 216 centimetres and with an impressive college career behind him, the 23-year-old is now expected to pick up a lucrative contract in Europe. Sadly, the 36ers don't have the budget to entice Schencher back to Adelaide, but they've re-signed captain Brett Maher for the next 3 years, which is terrific news.
Being captain here for quite a few years and playing my whole career with Adelaide, it was a big thrill for me virtually to be able to seal out the rest of my career.
And former league MVP Paul Rogers is back in Adelaide and considering returning to the NBL. He'll meet with the 36ers tomorrow, but all the club has to offer is a rookie salary. Well, the scene is set for some fireworks in Saturday's one-day final between Australia and England after a spiteful one-day clash at Edgbaston. The game was eventually abandoned because of rain, but not before a disputed catch. Matthew Hayden also copped a blow that fired up the Australians.
Allegations Hayden swore at a child while walking onto the field have been denied by the Aussie camp, but the Guard of Honour may be scrapped for Saturday's final. Earlier, tempers flared out in the middle. Hayden again in the hot seat.
Well, that wasn't intentional from Jones. He apologises, but Hayden's not impressed with that.
Hayden hit back at Jones, then took on Collingwood as well. If he heard the commentary team, they probably would have been next.
There'll be a nice medal on Hayden's shoulder after that. He was livid.
Well, he's big enough. Get on with it.
Jones adamant it was an accident.
Yeah, you have to show aggression, but I obviously didn't mean to hit him.
Hayden's plotting a rematch, but it's already 2-0 to the Quick.
Trapped in front, Hayden has got to go, he doesn't like it.
More controversy when Martin picked out Peterson on the fence.
Caught just about. I'm not sure Damien Martin is convinced. He's hanging around.
I think the umpire should have gone to the third umpire. I think that ball there is touching the grass.
The skipper's yet to reach an agreement on contentious catches before the tests. Simons and Hussey continued their top form with a century stand, but the innings fell apart after a mix-up. The Aussies lost 5 for 30. Clark out for 3 after missing 2 matches with a back injury. Lightning and rain eventually stopped play. The battle continues at Lord's in the decider this weekend. Tanya Armstrong, 10 News.
Well, football news has certainly been overshadowed today. That probably suits both Adelaide teams as they prepare to resume their season. Now, Crows players are warning that Sunday's game against Fremantle at Amy Stadium is a danger.
The Crows' much talked about advantage of having 6 of their remaining 9 games at home has most expecting nothing less than a top 4 finish. But players can't afford to listen to the hype.
There's only really talk of probably this and the next week. There hasn't been that far ahead. I mean, I wouldn't even know the draw. Apart from what I've read in regard to our home games, but who we play and when, I haven't even looked that far ahead.
Fremantle looms as an unpredictable opponent. After a promising start, the Dockers have slid out of the 8 on the back of 3 straight losses, but not everyone thinks they're a spent force.
I mean, they're a top 8 final side that we believe, they're going to be there in September, so we're going to make sure that we put them lower than us on the ladder.
The Crows are looking back to round 10 for guidance.
All we're going on is their form down in Geelong when they played Geelong, and while it was a while ago, that's what we're going to base ourselves on, because that was to win down there as well as what they did and come back with that sort of guts and grit.
The sort of qualities Rhett Biglands has displayed in his 99 games with the Crows. The ruckman, who was a member of the Powers' inaugural squad, ecstatic about notching up his century.
I'm pretty happy to have my name on the locker here and be part of this club for a long time. So my family's been involved with it since '91, and myself personally, I was sitting down in the cheer squad here on the first game against Hawthorn, waving one of the pom-poms.
Ben Hudson missed training because of the flu. Ian Shuttleworth, 10 News.
And at Port Adelaide, ominous sign.